archery. Alright, cool, it turned on. Yippee. And now I'm gonna start sharing it around, as is tradition. So let me just go ahead and move things around. I'm gonna go ahead and make an announcement.
Let's go.
No. Oh, ok. Ven para que te...
Alright, cool. That's in one server. I'll post this in the Smug Squad really fast. This is 2. And then post it here. That's 3. And then here's 4. maybe I should start posting this in more Dragon Ball servers. I am in the Long's Take server, so I guess I could. There is a place to promote yourself, I think.
Probably.
Alright, you know what? Sure, why not? I posted it there. Yippee. And, okay, yeah, that should be it for that. And then I'm gonna share this really fast on Twitter. And then that should be it, and I'll be able to double check to see if anyone's here.
Okay.
Rock, has anyone joined the stream by any chance? I haven't checked yet, because I'm still posting things around.
I saw somebody immediately type something in the chat.
Hey, yo.
Oh. Yeah, now more people are starting to join.
Yippee. Alright, let me just post some things here on Twitter. Have you happened to see like the new part 2 Dokkan Fest happening for the anniversary?
I saw it right as it came out. I was crying. I was busting. I was everything. I was like, this is most predictable characters that people were saying, but they looked cool as hell. Like,
yeah. I was honestly afraid we were gonna get another Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta. But just because it's Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, I'm like, you know what? That's fine. That kinda sorta fits the theme. Sure, it's not evolution. I don't care. And even though it was MUI Goku again, those impact frames were ridiculous. I was like, you know what? I don't care. It's cool.
yeah, they're like, oh, the third UI and Blue Vegeta anniversary character, except we put all the money into the animations. Yeah, we know you're gonna buy them.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, oh, you spent your money on specifically part 1? Yeah, well, give us more money, actually. We actually tried with these animations. Well, let's see here. Oh, so, okay, yeah, so people are here. Hello. Hi, Donatus. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Creep. Hi, Vaughn. Glad to see you here. Thank you for coming by. Let's see. Fox Geese is here. Thank you for stopping by. King Piccolo's here. Gracias. This is I, Professor Chimp, and also we have here another guest, as always, Mr. Rock Hard. Thank you for joining the stream.
Hola.
Hola, senor. And we're just here to chat. It's just a lazy Sunday. I wanted to work on some scripts. I'm like, you know what? Since we're writing anyways, I might as well have some people here to help make the process go by a little faster. So, while I am taking suggestions for what ifs, I'll be mainly focusing on a few outlines I already have. In particular, there was 2 of them I want to focus on. This one is actually something that was suggested about a week or two ago, actually, here in a previous What If stream. The idea of what if Goku went back in time, not as in like he travels back in time with Vegeta on a time machine, but specifically, what if Goku as like a baby, right, on a space pod was sent back in time to Earth 200 years ago. So he ends up being raised in a very different Earth, and he's able to live up into the present day as like an old man guardian of Earth. So that's one idea. And the other is actually an older outline that I want to finish sooner than later. It's what if the androids trained after the android arc. So, 1817, they get brought back to life by the Dragon Balls. But instead of them going separate ways, and 17 just goes to his island and 18 takes to Krillin, what if they actually stuck together and they trained together? But yeah, so that's gonna be like my main focus. But again, if you guys have suggestions for what ifs, I'll love to read them here. And I'll try my best to answer them. And they're pretty interesting that I might swap over to write more about the outline. If you guys can hear me just fine, then that's great. Let me know if at any point like the audio for the music's too loud, or if the mics aren't cutting in too cleanly. If either me or Rock aren't coming in too well. So just keep that in mind. Let us know if anything happens. Let's see. Vaughn says, I want Broly on Yard Rat. I know! We worked really hard on that series. So for some context, some time back, I was working with Smug to create more parts to what if Broly was raised on Yard Rat, and I had written out the entirety of the Android arc and the Boo arc. We were able to release a part 2 for that series, like what was it, 2 or 3 years ago, but it didn't do so well, so went back to retirement. But I still have those completed scripts, and Vaughn helped me with the editing of the script, and so I think I'm able to say this, but like Vaughn, I'm pretty sure like you're also proud of that script. We worked really well on that. Maybe one of these days I can talk to Smug and see if either we can release the rest on his channel or maybe on my channel. I know that YouTube has that new feature now where if you upload the video, you can have it be like, oh, this video was made by 2 different channels. So maybe we could try doing that in the future, maybe. Because, like, again, I'm really proud of that particular, like, 3 or 4 scripts we made. And it'll be a shame if it never comes to light, you know?
We gotta blackmail, convince Smug to continue it.
We're gonna show him how the name Broly and the word Yardrat are doing really well in the Google search terms, and that'll encourage us. To keep it going.
Now with the Moro arc finally gonna be animated, might as well.
Yeah,
give
exactly.
a bit more.
Virtue Dragon Dreamer, welcome to the stream. I appreciate it. What if Vegeta took over the Frieza Force? Oh, you mean like so after Frieza died, he just takes it over? I mean, there's a bunch of no-name jobbers in the Frieza Force, so I guess you could make the argument that like if Vegeta took over, would he just not stay on Earth anymore? Would he just kind of focus on making his empire? Would that be what happens?
I guess. He just find ways, I guess, to train better so he can get his revenge on Goku.
Right. But then he wouldn't stay on Earth with Bulma, so I guess there's no Trunks either, because he'd be busy off in space.
Clearly, it's future Yamcha coming back.
Future Trunks is actually the son of Yamcha and Bulma, clearly. Vaughn says, want me to join VC? Ended with the reveal. Maybe not for right now, but I love to have you on in the next stream. That would be pretty fun to have you on. Rock's voice is muffled. All right, I'll increase his audio a little bit. I'll make it a little higher. There we go. Hopefully that helps. But yeah, so right now, for the last, I want to say 2 years, almost 2 years now, I've been working quietly on this little series about what if the androids trained. So specifically, again, the premise is just that the androids 17, 18 after the Cell games get revived, and instead of leaving the separate ways, they stick together and they train together. And if Dragon Ball Super's anything to go by, 17 training by himself and some Cell Juniors on an island for like a decade made him go from above Super Saiyan level to beyond Super Saiyan God to like be on the same tier as Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Golden Frieza. Like, it's ridiculous, right? And that was with no instructions and no real training partners. So just imagine how strong 17 would get with 18 if they trained for extra time together. All right, bye, Fox Geese. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, that's right. You just came back from your trip. Yeah, no, please get some rest. I implore you, please get some rest. Donata says, if you're saying we can suggest any type of what if, including characters that weren't in Dragon Ball, right? I mean, if it's from a series I'm familiar with, then I'd be willing to hear you out. I think I wrote down in the description of this stream, like, which series I'm familiar with. So if you want to do, like, oh, what if Jotaro was in, like, Dragon Ball or something, then I could make something like that work, and I'll try and figure things out. Doesn't exist says, didn't a commissioned thumbnail give a version 17 a couple minutes of fame on Twitter? Yes, true, exactly. So in this Android trained outline, there's a point in the Buu saga where I had it so that 17, 18 get absorbed by good Buu and evil Buu, respectively. And yes. I commissioned P-Bean to draw it on Twitter. And then she posted it when it was done, and that caused a little bit of a wave on Dragon Ball Twitter. And I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. What if Junior stayed evil? Oh, so you mean like in the Saiyan Saga, like he sees Gohan die and he's like, I never really cared about him. I'm glad he's gone. He was a waste of time. I mean, I feel like Junior staying evil can only really happen if he ends up never training with Gohan. Like, if he's left to his own devices, he'd probably stay bitter and alone. Like, let's see. Yeah, no, Junior would have to have not gotten along with Gohan, or just never became his friend. And then so he stays bitter throughout Z, but somehow survives. I guess you could also go like the Dragon Ball Online route and have Piccolo decide, alright, now that the Saiyans are gone, I'm going to create myself an evil army in the woods. Become Dark Namekians. Which could be interesting.
Actually, yeah. You think he would just make more children?
If he felt like he was alone and had no allies, maybe. Like, if there was a scenario where, like, Piccolo not only stays evil, but somehow also survives the Saiyan Saga somehow. Which I could see that happening, because if he decides to not care about Gohan, he just let Gohan die, right?
Yeah.
So after the Saiyan Saga happens, he might end up leaving to stay in the woods, and then he creates a new army. And then when the heroes leave to try and go to, like, if they attempt to find Namek, which I don't know if they would, because they have Kami around, right? So they would have to wait a year to bring back their dead friends. I guess you could argue something like that. I don't know. I'll give that some more thought, because that could be interesting. What if Piccolo stayed evil, and then just write down like no relationship with Gohan, doesn't sacrifice himself, survives Saiyan Saga, and then retreats into the wilderness to create a new demon clan. When heroes leave Earth for Namek for some reason, because plot, Piccolo takes advantage of this to take over the world. Yeah. Oh, hello? Drew is Mr. What If Universe. Is that you?
Yeah.
Poggies. Hello. How you doing today?
I'm doing fine.
Hell yeah, let's go.
I think for the Piccolo Jr. idea, I think the funny solution is that because evil influence is so strong, like the regular Dragon Balls become Black Star Dragon Balls. And King Kai's like, if you use those, you'll destroy your planet. So you have to leave.
And then Piccolo goes, good, I hope they blow up Earth. I hate this place.
I mean, that could be his plan. It's like if they try to use it. Like that, what his intention was.
Lamau.
I mean, it works. It gives a reason why they have to go to Namek if he's still alive for a reason.
Right. Let's see. What if Yamcha stayed evil? Then he stays an asshole. I'll be real. I think the only time Yamcha makes a positive impact on the story is when he tries to save Goku and friends from Pilaf's castle. And that was motivated by his selfishness. So even if he was still evil, he'd still do that, right? Because he wanted to have the balls. After that, if he decides, you know what, Bulma? I hate women. I don't want to speak to you ever again. He just turns full incel.
This wild adventure has teaching me one important lesson. I hate women.
Yeah, if Yamcha decides to go 180 and's like, I'll never speak to women again, then he just stays an asshole, right? And then he never gets involved with the other arcs, which, I'll be real, I don't think Yamcha makes a huge impact on anything until the Saiyan Saga, when he dies against the Cybermen, which therefore means that someone else didn't die in his stead. Because like every other battle in OG Dragon Ball is just him getting beat up to show how the next guy is stronger than him. So my final answer is that Yamcha becomes the next Andrew Tate, and he gets a podcast on Dragon Ball Internet.
Oh my god, bro.
And maybe Krillin dies in the Saiyan Saga. Maybe. Although, it'll be funnier if Chaozu fights instead, and then he gets blown up anyways. In which case, if Chaozu is the one that dies, then Krillin survives longer, and therefore, rest of Z turns out the same. What else? Donata says, check my comment. What if Goten and Trunks are the protagonists of Daima? I mean, you could just easily say that, like, because those two were already kids, they don't get turned into children because they're already children. Which would mean that if they will be the ones who go into the demon realm. But then, okay, would you say that mini Daima Goku is weaker or stronger than Goten and Trunks? I still think he's stronger than them. I'll be real.
I mean, yeah, because they didn't really get that much weaker when they turned to kids. They just couldn't control their bodies as well. You know, like, oh, I need to relearn how to fly again for a little bit.
Yeah. Their only big thing is that they would still know fusion and be willing to do it. So I guess you could have a cool fight between like Goma and Gotenks Super Saiyan 3. That'd be cool. But even then, like, what about Super Saiyan 4? You could have Super Saiyan 4 Gotenks. That'd be neat. But then that's pretty much all you really get, right? Would Glorio still care about helping them? Because he only really did it because he grew to like Pansy and Goku. Would he grow to like Goten and Trunks, or would he just find him annoying?
Nah, he'd hate these kids. He'd be like, I'm gonna betray you.
That's fair. What else? Okay. Let's see. Wagner says, I'd go weaker, Trunks to go to more tunes to their body, and Super Saiyan where Mini Goku gets in time. Okay, so here's where I will put it. I think Trunks and Goten would, in the beginning, they'd be stronger than Goku and Vegeta because they don't have to go through the whole debuff of not being used to their bodies. But once it gets closer to the final battles, they start to fall off because they don't have Goku's experience. So it makes the early journey a lot easier, but then when you get to like the first Demon World to fight Goma, that's when it gets a little harder. But then if Neva ends up liking Goten and Trunks anyways, he'll just unlock their potential and you get like Super Saiyan 4 Gotenks, and then he still is able to win in the end. What else? Okay, so I'll go ahead and answer Social's question of, are you still doing any previously discussed what ifs like Goku 200 years in the past? That's what I was gonna do right here, actually. I have my template opened on another screen, actually, of what we wrote down in the stream from like 2 weeks ago. Let me just look it up really fast. But yeah, so what I was gonna do is I'll just write out like a really simple outline based off the notes we took from that last stream. So Goku back in time. What if universe? Were you here for that stream? I don't remember if you were.
I don't know if I was for that one. I don't think it was for that one.
Was that the same stream with the alternate Saiyan saga?
Yes.
Ah.
I was thinking Rockcry was there for that one.
I was there for part of it.
So it mostly starts off with the same premise as like the main story, where like, you know, Bardock sends Kakarot off world.
But he makes a time machine. Sends him back.
Of course.
He's a brilliant scientist, clearly.
However, Bardock took longer to get this pod ready. So by the time Kakarot is put inside, that's when Frieza is ready to destroy the world. Bardock flies up and tells Gine to send off Kakarot immediately. He tried to get him an opening. So yeah, so then like Bardock flies up into space. He tries to fight off the Frieza Force. Kakarot's pod launches into the air, and then Frieza, you know, destroys the world. It consumes Bardock and Goku's pod, but instead of killing him, it just sends him back in time, because apparently that's a neat little effect that his supernova does. It's a little quirky trick. There's a chance it might not kill you.
Yeah, he's like, you didn't know this.
Eye beams, where he sent Batman to pass. Isn't that very coincidental?
Yeah. Just like in DC, yeah.
I can't believe Frieza has
I try to
isekai
point
powers.
that out to people, and people are like, "No, that's not how Frieza's thing works." It's like that's exactly what happens. So he sends Bardock to a
That-
different time.
That's
Yeah,
the only explanation for the special.
Everyone knows that that Frieza has secret time powers that he
He
only
trained the
uses.
dark side.
He only knows how to use it in his first form and nothing else.
They predicted it in the News Universe DLC where he becomes like God of Time or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
That is really funny. I'll hit myself with my supernova. That way I'll be at the beginning of time.
That'd be so funny. Like he's on Namek against Super Saiyan Goku, and he's just like, I can't let this monkey beat me. I must send myself back in time to kill him in the crib. And then he points
Going
his
back
finger
in time to the first Saiyan to take Saiyans off the menu.
Exactly. He points
I
his
mean, it
finger
would
at
be,
himself.
It feels like a classic like comedy. What if Professor Chimp? It's like this is what Frieza does to beat Goku. It's very.
He just keeps hitting himself
like-
back in time, and he still loses. It just goes further and further back. Raviolis, thank you for the $2 donation. If Sans and Ozaru weren't ape, what animal would you choose? I would choose. It would either be just like bat creatures like vampires, similar to Castlevania where they turn into giant like eldritch creatures, or it'd be like gorillas, because I like King Kong. That's my final answer. Vampires or gorillas?
I think elephants would be neat.
Elephants? Oh yeah, what's his name? Mongol from the Archie Sonic comics. Like, this is really big mammoth creature. Vaughn says cats. Yeah, they just turn into giant cats. Yeah.
I like cats.
Cat Blade
They turn
Vegeta,
into
true.
movements?
Yeah, or giant worms. Yeah. I like Dune. But what was I gonna say? Yeah. So Frieza throws a supernova that destroys planet Vegeta and seemingly kills everyone, including Goku or Kakarot. However, Kakarot's pod isn't destroyed. It's instead sent 200 years in the past as it continues going towards its set course of Earth. There we go. Someone joined. Was that Chris?
No.
Oh, it's not
Chris from Dragon Ball?
Hello, not Chris.
Oh shit! Wait, you're live. My bad.
Yes.
No,
You
no, you
didn't
stay
realize
on. You're
that
already
when you
here.
jumped in. You can't leave now, Chris. You now have to stay for the rest of the stream. It's
Oh,
required you
Lamau.
come back.
Lamau.
How you doing, Chris?
I'm great. I was just a little stun locked.
Stun locked.
I was like,
Yeah, Chris has to stay here now.
yeah, I was just gonna dox all three of you simultaneously, but my
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
even know who I am, Chris.
You were about to you're about to say out loud all three of our IP addresses in sequence.
all
Let's
three of
see.
your birthdays, the 3 numbers on the back of the credit
3
card.
digits on the
Of
back.
course, yeah.
I'll never tell you that it's
True. But yeah, it's just another like what if discussion stream, and I was working on that one idea from like 2 weeks ago about Goku being set back in time.
Oh, interesting. He's gonna wish to be. He's gonna wish for potential unlock, and then he's gonna get one more extra. He's gonna get something extra. He's gonna become Orange Goku.
Yeah,
That's my guess.
It makes sense to me.
How do you think that works? Do you think Shenron can just like orange anyone?
Yeah, he asks you, "What's your favorite color?" And he
And
goes,
he's like, "Are you
"That'll
up?
be your new transformation."
You're my homie. I give you a bit more."
You know what, Goku? I fucks with you. You always know how to keep it real.
On
I knew you were chill like that. I'll
Dende.
give you 20% off.
20% off. Yeah, that's how that works. It gives you a discount on the next wish. Okay, so if I remember right, so Goku gets sent back in time. He goes to Mount Paltu, but no one's there because Gohan's not alive yet, obviously. So he's by himself. I'm wondering if it would make more sense if Goku is sent somewhere else on Earth, because otherwise he's just gonna be living in the woods like Tarzan.
I think if he was sent to the time chamber, it could lead to some interesting events.
Yeah, if he gets betrayed
Perhaps
in there.
there's a lock on the outside.
And someone forgets to open it. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Let me think.
Could
So
be sent to the lookout.
I feel like that's like. I feel like you're just giving him all the cards at that point.
right.
Well, the thing is, the rest of the story would still happen though, and he wouldn't be around theoretically.
Perhaps.
Okay, thank you, Vaughn, for stopping by. Thank you, I appreciate it. Next time we do this, I'll make sure to invite you.
Wait, is this the one where what is this one? What is this one?
It's the
Abs-
it's
Know
the
what we're
one.
talking about?
It's the
I
one
wasn't
where from 2 weeks ago. I think you were also here when we talked about it. Where like Goku is sent back in time as a baby. So it's like 200-ish years back in time.
Is this Mitaito era?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. True. So are you just debating where he'd get sent?
Yeah, because like if he goes to Mount Paltu, then no one's there. I guess he could do a thing where like, because I'm going to assume there's still some kind of town that's in the area, like in Kakarot, there's still a town that's kind of close by. I guess you could make it so that like Goku lives alone for like maybe a year or so, and then he turns into a giant monkey, causes problems, destroys a town, and the townsfolk, they ask for help, and then Mutaito is the one who's like, all right, I'll go investigate.
Yeah, perhaps. I was gonna say like because Kami would. I have to look at the timeline. It depends, but
So
I was
if
gonna
I
say, 'cause
if I remember
Kami
right,
could just be aware.
that's what I'm trying to remember from like the whole timeline thing was, at this point, is Kami, or is he still the Nameless Namekian as an apprentice? I don't remember.
Dragon Ball timeline. Let's see.
Okay. Dragon Ball timeline.
So he is being sent
You
to
mean-
the year.
200 years. You're talking about like 200 years earlier, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it's like flat.
I
I
think he's already Kami at that point because the Namekian War, the Piccolo War was like over 200 years.
Was it over 200 years?
Well, I mean, if Roshi's like 300,
that might
it
be
had to
anime.
be-
That might be anime or a dub thing.
I don't know. It
Let me see. What?
it's probably between 200 something because Roshi was, you know,
Okay.
him and
Age
Downward.
431. Nameless Namekian becomes
So-
apprentice of Earth's current guardian.
Well, is the objective just to send him to Mutaito era, not like a specific like we're not just like exactly 200 years, right?
Yeah, no, not exactly 200 years. No, it's just the Mutaito era.
So, what narratively would you like the most? Would you like Goku to be like in tandem with like Roshi's age? Would you like him to? Because that's where you decide where things happen.
Right. So, what I was currently thinking of was like for like the main idea would be that Goku is like similar in age to Roshi and Shen. Wait, no, sorry, I lied. No, Goku is kind of closer to like Tao. So Roshi and Shen are still older, but not by too much. And Goku
Okay,
would be
'cause
around to participate in the Piccolo War, like the first one.
I was gonna say because Roshi is born 1 year before the Nameless Namekian becomes the Guardian. Um, that's I don't know. And it takes exactly 30 years
For Kami to separate. Yeah, okay, yeah, so age 431, the Namekian becomes apprentice. And then
the
30 years
Piccolo
later.
Wars. Yeah, the Piccolo Wars is seemingly only like it takes place over the span of a year. Like it doesn't seem like an ongoing thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like that happens for a prolonged period of time. Like I think they just go in, they fight him a few times, they're like, shit, we need to put him in the rice cooker. And then they call it a day.
That's really funny. But yeah, so maybe like maybe when Goku shows up, maybe it's like, let's see.
Do you want to make him Tao Pai Pai's age? And he would be Roshi is 29 years older than Tao, so you have to decide how that would work. That's so weird to me that like Tao would just be eating leaves or something.
Yeah, no, that is pretty wild. I think what I want to do is, if I remember right, in age 448, according to this fandom wiki page, which may or may not be wrong, this is that one filler arc, right, where Roshi is like trying to flirt with like that one girl, and then Shen gets pissed off, and then they try and chase a boar. That's from like OG Dragon Ball. Okay, so in that case, by the time that this happens, I want Goku to be in the story as like a kid. So maybe like somewhere between age 431 and 448, like in between this, is when Goku shows up, which means that Kami isn't Kami. He's like the apprentice.
Yeah, but there's still a Kami as far as we know.
The wiki's probably wrong.
I don't think this is wrong. It's all cited. It's Daizenshuu 7. I could pull it up if you're.
Oh, if that's actually cited, then that's fine then.
Yeah, all of these are cited. I've been through most of these. Some of them might contradict things if like it's like anime stuff, but like the ages of the characters should be right. Because we'd have their birth dates and stuff. The only reason we have like the Garlic Jr. years and stuff and like when Kami became the apprentice is because of like Garlic Jr. and like anime guides, but like they still fall in line with the timeline. So
right.
Unless you like care too much.
Well, we kind of have it because of Garlic Senior existed technically, which is really funny to think about.
Yeah, he would still be around here actually, Garlic Senior, because he was the other apprentice. But I think a good way to just kind of like say is like, okay, Goku, when he's a kid in OG Dragon Ball, when we first see him, he's like what? He's 13, right, or 12?
Isn't he like 10? Or
no. He thought he thought he was younger than he was, but he forgot how to count.
Oh,
until Roshi told him.
He couldn't do math.
Yeah, so he was like 13-ish. In the beginning, so let's just say that like he arrives.
Yeah, he's 12.
He's 12. Okay, so let's just say he arrives at like, let's see, 448 minus 13. That's 435, 34. I can count for sure.
So you're saying you want him to be 12, like when Roshi's 18?
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
Okay, so. It'd be 6 years. Yeah, it'd be 442. So.
At age 442, Goku arrives on Earth.
Wait,
no. I can't.
Sorry.
That's not.
I got it wrong. Yeah, I was subtracting their ages and then subtracted that from the year. That's not how that works. So he's 6 years younger than Roshi. So he should be age 436. He should be
436. Okay. Yeah, that sounds better. Goku arrives on Earth. And then I feel like the original explanation could just be that, like, what I just said earlier, that, the Ozaru happens, but because there's no Grandpa Gohan, nothing stopping him. Maybe you could say that, like, the Kami of the past is more proactive, which I don't think he would be. Because, like, Kami just let Goku rampage in the main timeline, right? So why would the one from the past not do that? So he rampages, destroys
little,
parts
like-
of the mountain, and then the people who survive ask for help from the king or something, if there is a king anyways. And at some point, they ask on the strongest martial artist for help against a monster, which is Mutaita, who's still alive right now.
We have Garlic Jr. fail the test to become the next Guardian because he tries to intervene and save the world, and this sends him down his villain arc
Let's see.
where he's supposed to be passive.
That
That would
like
be
the
it would be
funny
funny.
thing.
It would be funny to see like something happen with Garlic Jr.
I was
A
about to
little
say,
bit.
Chris, the funny thing with Martian, it's the exact opposite, where basically essentially happens, which is really funny.
Just the idea that, like, Garlic Jr. is like a reoccurring villain, and it sounds really funny to me. But let's see.
He's like one of like 4 characters we are aware of. In this.
Yeah, from that
Um,
time period.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like if he showed up. It makes sense. Like,
I mean, like if we go to Kami's Lookout, he could be there.
Wait.
He
Age
could be like a
4.
sparring partner.
Age 461. This is the whole King Piccolo War thing. In the same year as when Garlic tries to take over the Earth. It's the same year. That's wild.
Well, because it's the same year they split, so they have
Yeah.
him split, and then he beats with Kami, and then because Garlic Jr. is not beefing with the nameless Namekian, unfortunately.
I was gonna say that makes
Yeah.
sense. Like, the only reason why he didn't do that before was because the Namekian was just too strong. But when he became much weaker after splitting, he goes, "Oh, this is my chance now."
There's just
Well,
like
it's
a,
I mean,
also-
there's
that
a-
makes sense. Sure.
Yeah, and also because he wanted to take the Kami position, but Kami could only do that once he got rid of his evil.
Right.
And Garlic would still be evil, which is the
Yeah,
whole-
I mean, yeah.
which is
the
really funny.
idea of like a Garlic Jr. like a subreddit's threat, and like
Yeah.
and this rumored Namekian who's supposed to who could only be taken down by a
But-
Super Saiyan apparently.
It's just
competing
the
with
guy
God.
who's stronger than Frieza. Yeah. But yeah. So I think it could be interesting to. I'll put this here. It could be cool if, like, Garlic Senior is aware of an alien coming to Earth and wants to intervene, but Kami tells him no. They will simply observe for now.
Oh.
And
This is such
then
an interesting
later,
thought.
mm-hmm.
Wait, is the fact that if Babidi showed up 14 years earlier, he would probably have just like taken the nameless Namekian with him.
Yeah, because, like, he had evil in his heart, so he would have been
Yeah.
able to be controlled by Babidi. Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
He would have a crazy number 2, or well, I guess definitely still weaker than Deborah, but
He
That's so crazy.
he would take the nameless Namekian and be like, yes, I have a plea level fighter to join my crew.
yeah. Wait, you finally have a rival.
Exactly. Without anyone to look over him, the little Kakarot becomes feral as he lives in the woods alone. And then at some point, he looks up at the full moon and turns Ozaru.
And defeats Scarlet Jr.
With no Grandpa Gohan around, Ozaru Kakarot destroys a large amount of Mount Paozu.
This predates Frieza, huh?
It sure does.
Like his existence. Like Frieza isn't even alive, as far as we know.
Garlic Senior wants to intervene now, and even the nameless Namekian thinks this is going on too far, but their Kami still says no. After this incident, the nearby towns are also destroyed. The townspeople request help from the king. I'm going to assume there's still a king, because like in the anime, they show that there's a long line of kings that rule Earth. So
Yeah.
I'm going to assume
That
that there
would
was
be-
still a king back at this time period.
The thing is, with that, it's a little weird to know, because we know the king of the world assumed his position in, what year are we in? We're in
400
the
something.
400s.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's interesting is the first wish that's stated in the series is that it was used to, like, the person used it to become
Be
king.
king, yeah.
So a lot of people assume that it was King Furry, but it also
Really?
could just be someone else. Yeah.
So maybe I am just misremembering, but I could have sworn that in like the OG anime filler, they show like about the background of King Furry's like castle, and then they show a bunch of portraits implying that there were other kings before him.
Oh yeah, there's definitely other kings. Well, at least in the anime. Let's say King's Castle. So much happens here. I forget the King's Castle's in GT.
King Piccolo says, according to Dragon Ball Online, Earth unified before the name was the Mega King came to Earth. Okay, so then there was a king before this time period. Okay. Makes sense to
Garlic
me.
Senior. Damn, Lord Slug is old.
He's
The
a
Nameless
lot.
Namekian
He's a
is,
lot
like-
older, isn't he?
The Nameless Namekian was on Earth for like almost 200 years at this point too. It's kind of crazy.
Yes.
Like, crazy he didn't just blow it up by accident or something.
Oh yeah, like he couldn't control his power,
that-
and then he just blows up like half of the moon
Sneezes.
by accident. Yeah. I mean, if DBS Broly can use all those ki blasts on Earth and not blow it up somehow, then the Mekian's fine.
No,
Keep control.
Chip, you forget. That's because the Earth is trained and it's gotten a lot
Oh,
stronger.
you're. I'm sorry. You're right. This isn't Super when everyone got Zenkais, including the planet itself. True.
I mean,
Yeah.
the planet learned a technique from Dr. Zero's door. I think that's where it got from the other inanimate object.
He's like,
Really see
the
it
door,
get a
the door
Zenkai
was on
in-
the door
it
was
gets
on Earth,
two
so
massive
technically it's a
Zenkai.
part of Earth.
Mm-hmm.
It is technically, which is really funny.
As we know narratively, Zenkais represent overcoming your previous opponent, as we see many times in the Namek saga.
Yeah.
So the Earth became Kid Boo level up after the Boo saga. And then
Yeah.
after
stronger than
that,
Golden
it
Frieza,
became
yeah.
Golden Frieza.
The strongest planet in Universe 7 is Earth. Who, the fighters? No, the planet itself is one of the strongest out there.
It also
so funny.
absorbed the essence of Moro.
You're right, because Moro was becoming one with the planet, so Earth was
Yeah, so but
losing
Earth
his
still has
energy.
like 7-3's techniques and stuff.
Of course.
The Earth can also has Piccolo's techniques. He can become giant. He also has Ultra Instinct.
Imagine somebody shoots the planet and it just moves.
Yeah. Frieza's just not having it. He just shoots a ki blast from like thousands of miles out, and then the Earth just dodges.
Of course.
Dragon Ball Earth versus Mogo versus Ego.
You're
What
like,
if
Dragon Ball
Earth
Earth versus
trained like
Mogo
Goku?
isn't close.
So I'm going to assume that,
Earth
like,
does
you know...
regularly withstand like 400 times gravity at Capsule Corp and stuff.
Yeah, the room doesn't just fall into the center of the Earth. This is true.
They don't just have a random black hole spawn. It
Can also
contains
withstand 400 times gravity.
What'd you say, Rock? I couldn't hear you.
Does this mean that the Earthlings that live on Earth can also withstand 400 times gravity?
Excellent
think so.
question.
I think it's the Earth itself.
The Earth holds it for them.
I will carry this burden for you.
Yeah.
What
Only
if
if you
Goku
step into
trained
the
with
chamber.
the Earth? That's
Well,
it.
he has been.
So yeah, I'm going to say that Mutaito steps up at some point to find the monster. So
And
Mutaito...
with his sub 100 power level gets obliterated, causing the world to end.
That's so funny. Just the idea that Mutaito, this like Chad among Chads, is like weaker than Roshi, and weaker than Shen was.
Probably. I mean, I guess like the anime, not in the anime, but in the manga maybe. Probably. Let's see. Dragon Ball Wiki says no.
So I would say that Mutaito finds
Kinda
Goku first. The boys' feral instincts kick in, and they fight. But Mutaito defeats him easily. He realizes that the boy has a tail, and he's really strong. He doesn't know where his parents are and assumes that maybe they perished from the monster's attack. And then again, Mutaito probably like gives food to Kakarot, which makes the boy follow him around for a while. And later that night, it's another full moon. The Ozaru returns.
Mutaito has the ability to fly using wings or special devices used by Master Mutaito in Dokkan Battle.
Yeah, he has a jetpack he has on hand, just in case.
Yeah. How else is he gonna get to that tail?
Of course.
Do we just have him beat Ozaru Goku instead of like...
So
like him cutting off his
It's
tail?
one of those things where experience wins.
I mean,
So like
Speed Blitz.
even Grandpa Gohan was able to like survive the very first battle with those Zarus. So if he can survive, I would say Mutaito could survive.
What is this? This head can't... I'm kidding. Mafuba.
But that is true though, because Gohan
is
did
true.
survive one time.
Yeah, I know.
Because how else would we be able to tell
Gohan,
Goku, hey, don't look at the moon?
Gohan clears though.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Red Ribbon Army Art Goku rival. Mutaito is very like ambiguous, because it's kind of like because he's supposed to be the one we see in the anime is like the one from the pendulum room, right? Like that's not real.
Yeah, but it was still like it's a version of himself from like the past. Like even though it's not the actual past, it's still like a mimicry of it. And I'm
'Cause if
pretty
it's
sure
supposed
like
to-
in the
if it's
anime
supposed
they
to be
also
like the,
give him like the spirit energy buff for like he's able to teach Goku how to use spirit energy.
Yeah, that's why he's there, is to like be able to use his ki. Even though Goku can use ki, it's just to use it better, I guess.
You telling me he knew the Yardratian techniques?
He does know the Yardratian techniques.
So
During
I'll
the
say
King Piccolo Wars.
I would
There's no
say-
match for King Piccolo.
I would say that because
Thank
Mutaito knows spirit control,
He can use Force Spirit
he's
Vision.
able to. Yeah, he separates the Ozaru from Goku. Yeah.
Yeah, he punches the monkey out of him.
You just see a little Goku and one giant monkey. It's like, I saved his
It's like-
soul.
It's like Doctor Strange, like punching
Yeah.
Peter's soul out. There's just a floating giant monkey.
Of course. Also, I would say because of plot convenience, by using his spirit control, it'll figure out that the tail of the monster is a weak point. So he strikes the tail, and this causes the Ozaru to go limp. He rips it off, and Goku turns back to normal.
He asks his transforming companion animal to transform into a pair of scissors.
Of course. And then I'll just say that, like, Mutaito doesn't want to kill him because it's a kid, so he just takes it with him.
He's just a kid, bro.
Yeah.
He's just a kid.
So he decides to take the boy back to his temple to be trained and raised properly. And then, like, if I remember right, Mutaito's temple is, like, up in the mountains, right? Or am I misremembering?
Mutaito Training Academy. It is it's on Earth,
No way.
as we learn.
Another Earth upscale.
True.
Let's see. Mutaito Dojo. I believe it is. They train at like a waterfall. It's like by a waterfall.
Yeah. I remember that part too. Okay, so let's just say that, like,
It's re-
during
relatively high up.
the beginning of his training, the boy is very rowdy and disobedient as he beats up his fellow pupils, but Mutaito is always able to discipline him. And then, like, one day during a training session, Kakarot falls off a waterfall and bumps his
and
head.
he confronts his inner demon in front of it, and he has to fight the Ozaru inside
Yeah.
of his body. And he
Yeah,
meets Gine.
Yeah, just like Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. Yeah, like evil Roxas. in
Yeah,
Twilight
yeah,
Zone.
yeah, exactly.
Except this is Naruto.
Mutaito patches him up and waits
Hello?
by
Hi.
his
Okay.
bedside until he gets better. And then Kakarot forgets his memories and becomes a good boy.
Also, you
Would
just
he-
have the head trauma happen again. There's no more Kakarot.
No more
Is-
Kakarot.
Is this Dragon Ball like minus Goku, or is this Z manga Goku? I mean, it's not really important.
I was gonna say I don't think it
Goku.
really matters.
Well, the
And-
the implication of like, well, manga. I was gonna say anime Goku versus manga minus Goku is a little different because Raditz thought he could like talk, communicate, and remember things by the time he got to Earth. But the anime makes him seem like a raging baby who doesn't know anything,
Right, right.
which is the more like popular perception of Goku. And I guess if we're going with like all this anime stuff from Mutaito, maybe a little more. Probably a little more anime, just so it's not as messy. It would be really funny if like Mutaito just like, or if Goku just had a conversation with him at like 3 years old about
Well,
the Saiyans.
I feel like if he, regardless of what happens, like when he comes to Earth, he's still like too young to communicate, and then he'd still end up being like a rowdy mountain like feral boy. Then he gets beat up and then taken to the
Yeah,
camp.
that's
In the
ignored
grand
mindness.
scheme of things,
He can walk.
Yeah.
He can walk and talk. Oh, Super Bowl time. He left.
Damn,
Oh.
what if Goku watched the Super Bowl with Taika?
What if he did? What if he did?
What if they make them create the Super Bowl?
Yeah, he's just like, I love football. They should make a tournament about this.
He makes the World Cup.
For sure.
They don't get the message.
I just saw this message. Did Mutaito go to Yard Rat? Of course he did.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Like
so
P-Bar.
so like during this time period, there's like two other students, which is Roshi and Shen. They're
Taipai.
both.
Be there soon, right? He should be there.
No, Tao isn't born until after the King Piccolo War, I think.
No, he's born. He's born. He's just 2.
Oh, okay. But in that case, he still wouldn't be here. He's not alive yet. I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. I didn't think about that.
Okay, so
No,
then
retcon.
Roshi and Shen are here. They're both rather jealous of Goku's strength and skill, even though he's supposed to be a junior, or their junior, I mean. However, Roshi eventually warms up to Goku when he is able to trick him into helping him convince a girl named Fan to going out with him on a date. Shen still has his falling out with Roshi, but now Roshi and Goku are friends / rivals. So yeah, so I feel like young Roshi would be kind of similar to how Krillin kind of was back in the day, where like he wants to train for like selfish reasons to, you know, become tough and like date girls. But over time, like Goku's personality just really rubs up on him, and they become like friends and rivals.
Goku being there inadvertently leads Roshi to actually getting game.
Right. So then after this, let's see what happens. Roshi turns 18, falls off the fan. The whole thing with Master Shin happens. Cause like she was one of the people who trained with Mutaito, right? Or was she like a random girl in like the woods? I don't remember.
I think she's just a random girl. But you know, since we know like basically nothing about her, she could be whatever you want.
Yeah, so I'm going to assume that kind of similar to like that filler episode, Shen and his goons kidnap Fan, but Roshi and Goku are able to save her thanks to Goku mastering Mutaito's spirit control technique, like similar to like what happened in the filler arc. So then they beat up Shen and his goons, who then get punished by Mutaito. Yeah, there we go. Shen vows to get revenge one day on both Roshi and Goku. There we go. That makes sense. In the Japanese version of the filler, Fan Fun says she will support Roshi becoming a great martial artist. We need more characters in this, so I'm just gonna write down that Fan Fan supports Roshi and Goku in their goals to become great martial artists. Eventually choosing to join Mutaito's dojo as well. I think that the next thing that happens is specifically, let's see, the Kais show up. No, they have a reunion. Doesn't matter to us. King Kai encounters Beerus. That's interesting. So just for us to keep in mind, the Beerus would still be awake at this point in time, so he's not asleep yet.
Champ, I have two very important questions.
Yes.
What is your favorite Dorito?
I really like... Okay, so I have two answers to this. I like the regular cheesy flavor by itself, but when it comes to, like, those, like, Doritos Locos Tacos from Taco Bell, I really like the Cool Ranch shell with the stuff.
Interesting. And then, what's your favorite, specifically, like, chain, like, fast food pizza place, like, of, like, the big 3 or 4? Which are, like, Pizza Hut, Papa John's, Little Caesars, Domino's.
I really like Little Caesars.
I
don't
know. I don't know. I haven't had anything from those chains in years. Oh, I guess I would have to say that, like, I have a fondness for Pizza Hut because of childhood nostalgia, but I couldn't tell you if it's actually because of the food quality or because I liked it as a kid.
It is. It's both.
I see.
Inserting your headcanon.
This is my pizza headcanon, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, so about 2 years after the whole the Fan Fan thing happens, so 2 years later, Roshi and Goku
This
graduate
going
from
down the timeline is really fun, by the way.
Yeah, no, it is really neat. I like it a
Like
lot.
it's like forced plot beats you have to hit all of as long as they're like not involved. I mean, obviously, like we're not going to touch on King Kai and Beerus' encounter, but
yeah, right. Oh, it's interesting to
What
know that
happened?
Beerus is still awake at this point. Like he's not sleeping yet, so he's still an active force out there. So Roshi decides to leave the academy after he graduates, and he's like, "I'm gonna explore the world." And Goku's like, "I'll join you." They get to many hijinks, but Goku is always there to bail him out. And then at some point, they arrive at the land of Korin. They decide to race up the tower. It takes Roshi... it took Roshi, what, like 3 years, right? It would have taken Roshi 3 years in canon to reach the top. I'm going to assume that he got stronger because Goku's there to train with him. But this Roshi is stronger from years of training with Goku. However, Goku is still stronger. By the time Roshi is barely halfway up the tower, Goku already climbed up. Korin still still knocks Goku off. So he has to climb up again, reaching the top around the time Roshi does. And then they both try and like get his bell test done. They both do the bell test, eventually passing after a few days thanks to their teamwork. So because Goku's here, Roshi by proxy is also doing a lot better than he should be doing.
That's fair. I was gonna say, like, if it's them three, especially with the Saiyan, because even the Earthlings seem to have potential. Like, they would all likely climb with each other. But once Goku gets ahead, he'll probably stay ahead.
Isn't it?
Just
didn't
by
Roshi
not by too much, but
yeah, didn't Roshi at one point also visit Korin and do the whole water testing?
No, that's what we're saying. Like, Roshi in the main story, he climbs up Korin's tower. It takes him 3 years to get up there and to get the sacred water. But like, it's not the real sacred water. It's like the fake one, right? It was all like
it's the sacred water. It's not the ultra divine water.
Yeah, but you know, the whole thing was still training.
Yeah, that's what matters.
Even though he had actual potential unlock water the whole time.
Yeah, for funsies.
He's like, I just didn't want to give it to you this time, but
they both drink the sacred water.
Probably he would be problematic.
But nothing happens since it was a fake. However, their training with Korin and climbing the tower made them both much stronger.
Does Super Saiyan stay on the ground?
Yeah, Shen would like be an asshole and is like, "Oh, because of you, I couldn't date Fan. You'll rue this day, Goku and Roshi."
Yeah. Do they know the Kamehameha? Or does
I mean,
Roshi learns that way later. He learns
Roshi invented it, didn't he? He invents it.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. He
wait a minute! That could be so cool. He invents the move to use against Piccolo for the first. That could be cool.
How about like he couldn't do it in the main timeline properly, but like with Goku's influence, he's able to learn it early.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
during this
they do a triple, and Mutaito lives, and he eats the grass, and he's around forever.
Oh my god!
Kami's princesses are still watching over Goku. They think that Goku holds a lot of promise, while Garlic Sr. thinks he might still be a threat, as he still has a tail.
It is so funny how old these motherfuckers are, because like there's just like 100-year jump from like Deborah to the Saiyans, and then Roshi starts his world famous dirty magazine collection. Roshi wasn't on the Goons for a good 100 years. He was just a normal dude, and then he got bored.
And then he was like, being immortal's boring. I'm gonna get a hobby.
Yeah.
The
Goons.
Let's see here. Okay, so here's my other question. At what point does the world tournament begin?
It not for like 200 years.
Yeah, because it's more like a recent
650.
Thing,
it's because
right?
it's every 3 to 5 years, depending on what Toriyama feels like doing. It happens in 650.
Damn. Okay, so there's a long time.
Because there's only been 21 up to like the 700s. So
yeah, and if it's like a few years between,
it's like 100 years before flat almost. But that's when we just start having a power fantasy solo leveling Sun Jinwoo Goku.
Okay, so like,
God.
okay, so here's my suggestion, right? You know how Goku suggested the idea for Tournament of Power to Zeno in the main story in Dragon Ball Super? What if like he suggests something to like Mutaito, like, oh, I wish you could fight strong guys in the same place, and Mutaito's like, oh, you know what? Maybe that could be interesting. So like when Roshi and Goku come back from their 3 years of like exploring, they come back to Mutaito's academy. He's like, oh, boys, you're back. And just in time, I organized a tournament. And they're like, wow, what's it called? It's the World Tournament. We're doing it with the world government, and we're going to fight lots of people.
Yeah.
It could be cool.
Would we have like OCs there? Like, what's the plan?
It would definitely be, it would be Shen, Roshi, Goku, Fan, which is like the lady that Roshi saved.
Devilman or the other Baba fighters would be around?
I was gonna say that because they're also really, really old. So at the very least, the monsters are. So it could be cool if the other fighters would be Devilman, Fangs, and the Mummy.
Yeah.
And then also Bora, or not Bora, but like his ancestor, the very what's his name?
King Yema.
He has an ancestor?
That is not his name. Yeah, in Dragon Ball Online, they talk about the Karinga tribe's like original ancestor.
Oh wait, I might know.
Mr. Karinga himself.
Mr. Karinga. Hold on. Karinga.
Wasn't there also something about like I could have sworn in one of these adventures or something they were talking about like Godzilla himself being a world champion or something.
That was probably like the first. It's probably one of the first 20 though.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, so they had like an ancient hero that established Iko. That's his name.
What if we have? Do we know when Olibu dies?
No.
It was like several millennia ago, right, or something like that.
I mean, because if obviously Dragon Ball World's not 1-to-1 with the real life world, but he's still like an ancient human. So
The King Piccolo Wars are ancient, relatively.
well, I mean,
I'm
but we're
looking
talking
it
about
up.
if Olibu's supposed to be like, you know, Greek based, then it's probably way longer ago.
Listen, man, the Dragon Ball
Let's see.
real world time does not abide by anything.
King Kai states
You're right.
that most of Earth's heroic legends are based off Olibu's actions during life. It's implied in the anime that Korin Tower on Earth could have been built to honor him.
That's kind of crazy.
In
wasn't there
in the
Where was
anime.
Korin?
What if? What if?
Uh huh.
What if
What? Yeah.
we have Baba bring in contest, like we have Baba bring.
That would be so cracked. She just goes, I really want that money. Olibu, if you come here, I'll get that money no matter what.
Sellable threat.
I need you to teach a lesson to these.
Wait, hold on, wait. We're metagaming here. Alright. We've got the pawns in play. We have Olibu, right? What if we have? This is for future. What if like when Deborah pulls up, since we have Baba prep time Olibu on the brain,
Prep time.
we just stick. We just fucking like we have like they see like Pui Pui Yakon pull up, and they're like we can't handle that, so they call Baba. And they're like, can you get Olibu? And this is how we start having like we start changing the actual
This just becomes the Olibu show.
yeah, but
That's so
He pulls up like
funny.
all my. He's like, fear not, I am here.
No, it's that bit from Thor Ragnarok. You just have Deborah like beat up Goku, and he's like, "What were you expecting to do, you Saiyan? You think you can beat me?" And Goku goes, "No, I can't, but he can." And he points to Olibu. That's so funny.
it would be so funny. Like we
Goku.
we just have like Baba send out like fucking like Fangs and like Double Man. and then we get to the finals, like the mystery opponent, and it's just fucking Olibu.
That's so funny.
This is the humbling. This is the point of
Yeah,
Roshi's training.
yeah, Goku learns
What
his
if, like,
lesson.
Full
what if
tournament.
What
Except
if
it's one
Kaito
side.
is- well, this would actually be kind of cool. If since Roshi's thing is like teaching Krillin and Goku, there's someone always stronger than you.
Yeah.
So what if he got that from Mutaito and like this moment?
Mhm. Yeah,
Where
exactly.
They have a tournament and
Wait,
they have fucking Olibu show up.
Just for reference, in Super Dragon Ball Heroes, Olibu
Yeah, I know, I
fights
saw that.
Golden Metal Cooler.
What? What training has
for-
he been doing?
And that's like transcended Golden Metal Cooler, by the way.
Yeah, this is like Demigura and fucking Dark Dragon.
Yeah,
Ball.
that's so crazy. But what was I gonna say?
I think it's a cool idea to like play
Dragon
around
Ball
with
World
Yeah.
Tournament.
with what we know exists in the current era, instead of just like trying to hit all
Yeah.
the beats. Where like, what could we bring in from before? Because
Yeah,
Dragon Ball
exactly.
is like a whimsical world where like you can just anything that's exists before, you can just bring it back to life. There's methods there,
Yeah.
or you can bring them for a day.
Mm-hmm.
Olibu fights Muay the strongest Earthling in history, versus the strongest Earthling of today.
It's just not fair.
Yeah, so like what Piccolo said in the chat, he mentioned that Baragon from Baragon from the Godzilla Toho films, he's one of the old martial arts champions. So that it could be really
that's what I was thinking.
Someone said, would Olibu just crush the majority of the builds up to the Buu Saga? Yeah, but like we're like meta gaming 300, 200 years in advance, so like
Mhm.
the events of Dragon Ball Z just aren't gonna happen the way.
Yeah,
Like-
it will be really different on Earth anyways.
I don't think we're going to have an Android Saga probably, unless we
Mhm.
like make a way.
Let's
Yeah.
see.
But the thing with the androids is like it's not like Boo and Frieza, where they have set levels. The androids are reactive to the plot.
Right.
Yeah,
So I think the androids could
they're just gonna be
probably-
cracked.
They would be the least like forced villains. Like I think if we have Frieza show up and we go, Frieza did 10 push-ups and now he's arbitrarily whatever.
He's Olibu
level
level.
he's Olibu level. It would make a lot more sense if like Jiro is a villain later down the line and he pulls up with like, I mean like Hito makes the gammas. Like it's not like saying like Jiro can make Dragon Ball Super Saiyan Blue level things. It would be crazy. It could be like Jiro and Hito father son bonding.
Yeah. You know, like it inadvertently leads to like the Reverend Arby either being not there or completely different, and then but you know Jiro still exists and he's still smart, but he has his family around and he's a loving grandpa.
Yeah, it'd be cool if like if there was like some sort of like this was like a little meta, and like you can like say like at some point in each part, or like when we skip throughout the timeline, like what takes place at the same time. Like you have like your narration thing at the same time as the Cell Saga in the original story. Blah blah blah. Just to like establish like who's alive and where we are. Because it probably would be a little confusing if we're just like random like 215 years later. You know?
Yeah, they're like, Goku, how old are you? I'm like 250. What?
People don't even like know how old Goku is in like at any point. So
Yeah.
Whoever wins the World Martial Arts Tournament gets like a big Zenny prize. How much is it? It's like 500 Zenny? 500,000?
inflation.
No, it's in the millions. Or are you talking about inflation?
yeah, he goes, the winner gets 500 Zenny. Wow, Motaito, that's a lot of money. It sure is.
I forget the Dragon Ball wiki is by the dub. So like when you look up Tenkaichi Budokai, nothing pops up. uh, world martial arts tournament. So,
Mm-hmm.
or would it be strongest under heavens? Are they?
I mean,
Yeah,
it's under World Martial
Arts
Arts Tournament, yeah.
I just want to see what because the prize for the first one is smaller. It's
It's like 500,000. I thought it was.
I thought it was still in the million.
no, it's only enough to buy the it goes from like 500,000 I think to like 10 million in the
Yeah,
Brazil.
and yeah, it gets higher.
It's 500K, which
Okay.
isn't it's not necessarily a lot of money. That's like $5,000.
But yeah, in the age 400, that's a lot of money. 500 zenny is a lot.
Yeah, we're doing 500 zenny.
All right,
One
Viking
zenny can
Piccolo,
buy
thank you
you
for
a whole
joining.
mule.
You get to
Buy
you
your
get to build.
dinosaur.
You could buy a whole dinosaur with that kind of money. But yeah, so then I know that Baba herself is really old. I think she's 200 years older than Roshi. So
Which is very
as
weird
word
because
of
they
it.
are because they're siblings. So does this mean their parents just eat the fucking grass too? Like is this just a thing?
I'm assuming that the parents also ate like the herb grass and like live forever. At some point, either they died eventually or they just leave Roshi alone for like 300 years.
Yeah, this that shit's so ass. Why is everyone alive? Why is Baba like 500?
It's a
At
great
least.
question.
We don't even have Baba's birth year. We just have like she existed 180 years before Roshi did.
She sends her monster assistants to join the tournament to get her that cash. Yep. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that like the final match is probably gonna be like either it's Goku versus Roshi or it's Goku versus Devilman, something like that.
We're not jiving with Olibu.
I mean, not for this early. I don't think so. Anyways, it'd be a lot funnier if it's like, Olibu ends up showing up, like in like the second world tournament or something.
I was gonna say, because we still need to have, I assume we're going from the lens of Goku being the main character throughout the whole thing.
Yeah,
So
it is.
It probably we need to have him lose to make the narrative stick, you know? We need to have the line of like, there will always be someone stronger than you. Oh, what about we have like fucking like we have Mutaito do Jackie like do the Jackie Chun thing, but
okay.
he's Bruce Lee.
He calls himself Brucey. Yeah, Brucey Lee.
Yeah, Bruce C or something.
Oh, that's really good actually. Okay, in that case, Fangs, you're out of here.
I was like, how can we uphold the
Brucey
narrative while
Lee.
still having Goku be the strongest out of the rest? Because that's the point.
That's really funny. I love that. Brucey Lee. But yeah, and then so like in this tournament, let's see. Roshi beats Shen, Goku beats Devilman, etc. And then in the finals, Goku fights the disguised Mutaito and loses. This teaches him the lesson that there is always going to be someone stronger than himself out there. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I dig this.
You know, it'd be a fun what if, because I just did the Yamcha video with Luis, it would be like, what if we did like, what if you were Goku,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we just like try to metagame as hard as we possibly can. we like we just we solo leveling Sung Jin Woo fucking like we get senzu beans like every other week. We call Olibu like Maharaga.
With these balls I summon.
With these babas I summon. We have we go to like the demon realm. We have Pansy beat Frieza.
Mm-hmm. Wild. Oh, okay, so I think maybe a good way to have like maybe not the Red Ribbon Army as it was in the original story, but having a similar evil organization, just that
The
Shen,
Blue Tie Squadron.
yeah, like Shen himself is the one who like creates the organization as a way to like get back at Goku in the future.
I forget he's affiliated with them. Well, I guess Tao's affiliated with them technically,
Tao is, yeah.
but there is some sort of like, you could imply a vague affiliation if you want.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be pretty fun.
So maybe in like the future, when it comes to like the 8700s, there's still like an army, but it's not led by Red. It's led by like a different leader, but they're being controlled by Shen in the shadows.
That'd be pretty fun. The appeal of the Red Ribbon Army, or like the main threat is like the technology. Is there anyone like, what if we have evil Dr. Brief?
Because of something that Goku did in the past, the briefs become like his mortal enemies. It's like John. It's like Jojo and Dio. It's like the further the bloodline goes, the more they continue hating like their ops.
Yeah, what if we have like Goku become a socialist warrior who destroys capitalism from within, and the Bruce family hate it as the billionaires they are.
Of course. Some other suggestions for maybe for future tournaments is Eco, so like the first Karinga tribe founder, and also the pirate robots. Because there are pirates that have been around for hundreds of years, so maybe at some point one of them had like robots as well. Besides
What
that,
other futuristic technology is there in Dragon Ball? Are we? Is it? Are we gonna just like at this point like composite canon?
So
whatever
like
we want,
from
it's kind of fun.
From
I was
my
gonna say,
understanding,
can we Lord Chilled?
Lord Shield, when he gets killed by Bardock in the past, gets sent to the future. But so I know that if you go off of like the Piccolo, the King Piccolo anime filler, when they have the flashbacks to the first King Piccolo War, they have like modern cities and they have like modern cars. The only difference is that there's no capsules. That's a recent invention. But
The
like
capsules were made by Dr. Brief and
yeah, so like
the 700s.
it seems like the 400s was essentially like modern Japan without any of the futuristic technology yet. It's like no flying cars or anything. So it would resemble modern day in terms of the tech. Auditech says there's another powerful Earthling named Kidomo. Who is that? I never heard of that. Kidomo.
The ancestor of Bulma, look it up. He also created a rule in the Dragon Ball world. Make sure you look up Kidomo Rule 34.
Yes, of course. Kidomo is one of Earth's greatest heroes. Oh, so he's from like the Otherworld filler. He has blue hair. Does that make him Bulma's ancestor? Because he has blue hair.
No, this is future Trunks.
Oh, of course.
Um,
I mean, it's
let
another
wait.
Earthling hero.
If we're ever gonna touch into some anime stuff, we probably will at some point. Let me see who is actually from Earth. If there's anyone besides like Olibu and Kidomo, because those are cool additions. We just have some perfect cell level people we can pull out. Let's see. $7,000 years ago, Mirojin. Oh, there's this dog guy. Who's Sarta? Sarta. 3,600 years ago, Sarta bravely protected his planet from meteorites. After his death, he was allowed to keep his body and was trained by King Kai.
Okay, let's see here. So
if we had like chilled at some point, I think we probably can't have that. I was gonna say if we want Frieza to be involved, probably leave him alone, or we could just have like chilled be Frieza stand-in, or we could have King Cold be the Frieza stand-in.
I was gonna say maybe not chilled, but it would make sense because we don't know how old King Cold is. Does Frieza have a birth year?
We don't know how old Frieza is, but we do know that he just took over the Frieza Force, or he just took over the Cold Force, during DBS Broly.
Yeah.
So he can't be too old unless he was just doing bullshit for hundreds of years.
Yeah. I feel like it could be cool with the idea that King Cold is around here, but he's really young. He's just as cocky as what Frieza was like.
Are we gonna coincidentally save the Saiyans? Or are we gonna intentionally save the Saiyans? What's the outlook? I think the biggest plan for this is so far is just what we do. Are we going to say Deborah is coming, or are we just saying Pui Pui and Yakon?
I would love to have the Deborah thing happen, and then do the whole joke that Goku can't defeat him, but Olibu can. That sounds really funny to me.
Yeah, we just have to introduce Olibu a little earlier.
Mm-hmm.
We need to have Maharaga Goku Baba behind him. We actually have to do that.
Okay, so the first World Tournament, Mutaito wins, and then a few years later, in age 761, the second World Tournament happens. And then for this lineup, it'd be different. So let's go with new tournament lineup. And then this one's it's still Goku, it's still Roshi, but then we have some of the oddball picks. So it's maybe Iko, the first Karinga tribe founder. You got, would Devilman return? I don't know if he will return, but I do like the idea that Olibu joins the second World Tournament. That could be cool.
Oh my god. This is JJK Modulo going on right now. We're having Maharaga versus Deborah. This is just straight up what's happening right now.
Brucey Lee, aka Mutaito.
Oh, are we gonna have Brucey Lee again?
Yeah, I think it'd be cool to have him
how
back
about
again.
we have Goku overcome his previous opponent?
Yeah, exactly.
To show he has progress.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the point of the 22nd, is that Roshi gives up because Ten Shinhan's more than good enough to to give Goku a fight. So he's just like, okay, I'll let you have it.
How
we have
how old is the Demon Realm filler characters? Like the ones from OG Dragon Ball. So like what was their names?
In the anime, I don't think I could tell you, but if we factor in Dokkan Battle, they are searching for Deborah.
Which
Like, they
happened
are
hundreds
the
of years
s-
ago. Yeah.
Yeah, they're searching for Deborah because he left, quote unquote. So,
Yes, Shula. That was his name, Shula.
I was thinking this in my head is like, do we have Goku go to like the Demon Realm door at some point for some reason? And like the Demon Realm is just on like the hallway to the left opposed to the right, like where he goes in the anime. Like, he could go into like the actual Demon Realm. This is just like the entrance,
Yeah, that'd be
and he
cool.
went down the wrong hallway.
Because then you could
And then
have you could have these jobbers, Shula and his two other friends. They come on Earth, right, to participate in the tournament, but they're there to look for their lord because he's missing. And that's when eventually they come back when Deborah invades
Oh wait,
Earth.
no, this is a really cool idea because he is freshly missing. We say he's missing now.
Yeah.
The door's open right now because they're looking, and then they hit the tournament to see if he'd be there.
Mm-hmm.
And then Goku can go back to the Demon Realm with them if he needs be.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. That's super sick. Okay, so like Shula can also join with what are they? It's Gola and Melee, right?
Yeah, it's Golem, Melee, and Shula. Shula's the ruler.
Yeah.
The king of the Demon Realm, the stand-in right now. Goma is doing whatever. We should have Shula like offhand mention like something about Goma.
Mm-hmm.
What if
Oh,
Goma
yeah, that'd be
becomes
cool.
the king of the Demon Realm because Shula dies?
That could be interesting, actually, to incorporate like the Daima lore with Shula's backstory. Because wasn't Shula like he's supposed to be like the intermediate king since Deborah's gone, right? Or the prince or something?
He's the king.
He's the king. Okay.
Deborah just doesn't exist in Dragon Ball filler, obviously.
Right, exactly. But then like
in
the
Dokkan
Dokkan battle,
he's just kind of filling in.
yes.
This is so funny to incorporate Dokkan battle lore.
we gotta use what we gotta have. Garlic Jr. Well, no, he wouldn't be here yet. Would he? Oh, okay. How old is Garlic Jr.? Is he alive at this point?
Yeah, Garlic Jr. is like he's been around for some time. He's with the nameless Namekian. He's not competing with Kami. He's competing with the nameless Namekian, and then Kami and Piccolo split, and then that's when Kami gets the Guardian role.
I'm gonna have to reread this Garlic lore. God.
The thing with the Garlic Jr. lore is it kind of just like the lore is never stated. It's just kind of implied. You take pieces based on the other parts of the timeline because where they place him, like they place him pre-Piccolo Wars. So he's just competing with the nameless Namekian. I wonder what the previous Guardian of Earth is doing. Like what is he?
What is he doing?
You think he's boxing Dende? He's gotta be that guy because there's no way like the nameless Namekian is just like letting that slide.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think he let that slide either. Garlic Jr. So what I think could make for some interest for some arcs. Okay, so here's my suggestions, right? So in terms of like arcs, it would kind of go like what follows, right? So
I lied.
List
I lied.
of
I've been lying.
arcs
I've been a
in
big
the
fat
past.
liar.
Oh no.
It is not Garlic Jr. It is Garlic that is competing with the Nameless Namekian.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was
think
his
Garlic-
father. That's what I thought it was. It was his father who was competing, and then Junior is a reincarnation.
It's just so weird to like make a reincarnation of a fake character compete, like the villain, when like the real character was never a villain prior. Weird choice for a movie.
Tournament. So for in terms of like a list of arcs, I wanted to make like an origins arc. So Goku raised by Mutaito, he becomes friends with Roshi, right? Their initial training, and then they would have like the first world tournament. Then they would have like a demon
We should
realm.
establish like parts. Like I mean, you should have like a. I was gonna say you should try and have like a little roadmap for how long you
Mhm.
want each arc to be in parts. Like if you want certain ones to just be one part.
Uh-huh.
Just so like, cause you can it's very this kind of thing can get very out of hand if like you address everything, like you addressed every age as like a you could make every event like a whole part in and of itself. So I think for like if you want to try and make this series less than 70 parts, you know.
Right, right. That does make a lot of sense. So let me see. So I definitely want
Because
to
the
have it so
origin
there's-
itself could be like one or two.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Well,
It'd probably be like one
it's def-
part. And there's the
The
first
tournament
world
could be two.
tournament, and then it would be
Majin Shen. Yeah, we were
Majin
thinking
Shen.
about some. I said we. That was in my head. And then I was like, why would that happen? So I thought Majin Nameless Namekian would have been cooler, but that can't happen. I was gonna say like attempt on Majin Goku, but like no, I don't think. I mean, I guess we could see like, because there's a lot of time to play with between the Piccolo Wars and like the Deborah arrival.
Mm-hmm.
So it just really depends on like where we take Goku. Because I remember before we were talking about what we were talking about, like potentially him becoming Kami, or like him getting offered to be Kami, and then he goes to like with King Kai to like the other world stuff,
Right.
maybe, or he like goes to space. Because he should be like in his prime around here.
Yeah.
Like, he should be an adult.
Yeah. Once
Not
after he
not
fights
literally.
the King Piccolo the first time, he would eventually. At that point, he becomes like his like after that battle, he becomes an adult.
Yeah.
So then, first King Piccolo Wars.
Okay, wait, actually. So we have him at 12 when Roshi's 18. So that's 48. So he turned 18 in age 4 for what? In 6 years. So age 454. So he should be like 20 he should be like 21 by the time of the Piccolo Wars, right?
Okay. Interesting. That would be pretty cool, actually.
Oh wait, you have the second world tournament happen during the year of the Piccolo Wars.
Yes, it'd be like directly
What if we have it like the
after
tuning exams or 20-second situation where like it gets interrupted maybe.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Or we just have it
Second.
like the 22nd where something happens like immediately after, but it still finishes out. I don't think Goku vs. Olibu finale would be super interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be interesting to see, but it probably wouldn't be like a fight itself. It'd probably be more like a Krillin versus Perfect Cell situation.
Right, right. So then after that, I was thinking maybe there could be a third world tournament with the participants being Piccolo Jr. and Garlic Jr. Or it's just Garlic Jr.
After the King Piccolo Wars.
Yeah.
So what happens to Garlic?
So, like, according to, like, this little timeline, before Piccolo splits himself up is when Garlic does his little rebellion. Or am I wrong?
Garlic Jr. to take,
461.
some...
It's when Garlic tries to take over the Earth.
He's defeated.
Oh,
He's
so never mind. So the invasion of Garlic at the Lookout that happens on the same time frame that Kami splits himself up to King Piccolo. So this would be
make that like a little mini arc or like half a part or something.
Garlic invades Lookout.
The thing, I feel like the Piccolo Wars itself has to be like it's its own part. That's something that's at least big enough to warrant its own video. I'm just thinking like
So the way that I would approach it is that, like, going off of the idea that Olibu is in this 22nd World Tournament, or sorry, the second World Tournament. I apologize. You have like Olibu be sent by Baba to like the Lookout to help Kami with the demons, and that explains why Olibu doesn't one-shot Piccolo immediately. Like, he's busy, and that's why Goku and his friends have to fight Piccolo by
he's
by
busy
themselves.
one-shotting someone else.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
He can't just go punch and then teleport back. What if his day just runs out?
Or his day runs out at some point.
I was
yeah.
gonna say, like, logistically, it feels like less of a we wrote him out kind of reason, even though it's still a writing him out. We just have like him like be like, the tournament takes place over like a whole day.
Yeah, something like that. And then the third world tournament, it'd be cool if it's with Garlic Jr. and or Piccolo Jr. One of these two.
Is there any cool characters we could incorporate in like Turtle?
Yeah.
Turtle is
Old.
Turtle's like 600 at this point.
And then I would say that after this point is when things get more wild. So you could have it so that
Whoa.
I
had no clue Chilled it wasn't like a couple hundred years before. I thought it Chilled
No,
would be
he's
like,
way older. He's way older.
yeah. So this is like a unless the Frieza race just is like a
Long living.
lives for hundreds of thousands or thousands and thousands of years. This is probably like a multi-generational thing. I thought it would just be like maybe like one or two people between Chilled and Cold, but it seems like it's probably a whole family line. I don't think there's anything else to pull from. Garlic Jr.'s ancestors migrate from Earth to Makio Star.
Then after the third world tournament, it'd be cool if Bobby shows up like he's supposed to, or sorry,
Yeah.
Deborah shows up right with Bobby, and then you have that little arc happen, and then after this, have some kind of like King Cold in space arc, like something like that.
I think we should have like that should be like a two-parter. We have the build up to that somehow. Like I was gonna say we have like a reason to go to space, unless King Cold's just coming to Earth.
It could be that maybe Bob D like possesses Piccolo, right? You get Majin Piccolo, and then even though he's eventually able to like kind of gain back control, he somehow dies. So now
Wait,
Earth has no Dragon Balls.
So are we going to have like them beat Piccolo opposed to Seal, and then we get like Ma Jr. way earlier?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. See, that's a lot more fun. Yeah, and then we could have Majin Piccolo would be valid. We have like it'd be cool because you could have like Olibu the Solo King here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fight like the actual strong people. and then like Goku fights Majin Piccolo or whatever. We give him like a grounded fight. Or do you have another route you'd rather take?
So the way I was thinking of is that after the whole Babidi Dabura invades Earth thing, and then Majin Piccolo dies, that gives the heroes a reason to want to go into space. So then if you send more to canon, they go, oh, well, where did Piccolo come from? And that's when they figure out his origins, right? And then they go to
Oh,
Namek.
well, if we have a Demon Realm arc. Oh, would the Demon Realm arc just be like original Dragon Ball Demon Realm, or does that like?
I
that what we're
think
sticking to?
I think it would be when Goku and Roshi go in there for the first time, they only see like the Shula section, which I would headcanon it as it's like an entrance to like the third demon realm. It's like
Yeah,
a cave that's in
I'd,
there.
yeah, I'd say like like left door, third Demon Realm, right door, Shula tournament
Yeah.
area.
Yeah, exactly. So like I could see there being a reason for them to go back there eventually. But I don't think they would know initially because they would enter the Shula section first. So they wouldn't know there's Dragon Balls in there unless like they somehow talk to Shula and he's like, "Oh yeah, there's Dragon Balls in here too."
I wasn't gonna say it's like specifically the Dragon Ball route because the Tamagami still exist. That's just not a thing.
Mm-hmm.
They shouldn't be able to handle that yet, at least. Not even our glorious King Olibu could stand toe to toe.
Yeah, I agree.
But he's just right below that level. But we could have like I was gonna say if we went into the Demon Realm, we would probably figure out Namekian lore or something, or they'd probably be like, oh my god, Dragon Balls don't exist, do they?
So, I mean, they exist on Earth for sure, but I don't remember how old the Dragon Balls are in the Demon Realm.
No, they don't exist on Earth.
Let me see.
Oh wait, they exist on Earth? No, they exist on Earth right before Dabura shows up, actually.
Yeah, that's when Kami creates them. Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I was gonna say they don't exist, but they literally exist like just right now. They're a brand new thing. But I think we should establish what the Dragon Balls are before that, right?
Yeah, I was thinking that like maybe after the first King Piccolo Wars, because like so many people died, like Kami sees that Goku fought really hard and he wants to bring back his family and friends. So maybe Kami makes the Dragon Balls like a couple years earlier because he was inspired by Goku's heroism, right? So he creates it like immediately after King Piccolo is defeated.
Yeah. That could be cool. I mean, the Dragon Balls thing comes from like we don't exactly know. It's like a I think it might be Daizenshuu actually. But that's whatever. That's not necessary. I was gonna say we can't ignore a lot of Daizenshuu. But yeah, it'd be cool.
Alright, so then after this, King Cold in space, Namek maybe, or some other planet. Honestly, okay, so instead of just having it be in Namek, because Namek is still in the middle of like rebuilding, it could be interesting if like King Cold is looking for Dragon Balls in space, but instead of going to like the ravaged, Namek, which is still rebuilding.
King Cold hear about the Dragon Balls from?
So my initial idea is that he would have some troops spy on Earth after seeing that Dabura and Babidi, which are two very major presences in the universe, are there.
Specifically
because King Cold was aware of who Majin Buu is for some reason.
I'm back.
So, hi, Rob.
Yeah, the headcanon that we have kind of thought about is that Majin Buu wiped out like the cold race.
Mm-hmm.
I also feel like some people, at least the old people, would know who he is, of like maybe by legend, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, big monster thing that destroyed galaxies and such.
Yeah, I'm thinking that like King Cold would figure out that like Majin Buu's egg is being moved throughout space. He would send some scouts to kind of figure out what's happening. They'd see that Deborah and Bobby were defeated on Earth and be like, "Oh, okay, pay extra attention." Hear the Dragon Balls that way, and realize, "Oh wait, those things are real." Well, in that case, I'm going after them. I don't think it'd be going to Namek. It could be cool actually if King Cold tries to go to Planet Cereal and we get to see like instead of like a bunch of Namekians trying to defend their home from
Oh yeah,
Frieza,
he's like.
they have a
is
bunch
there
of
any? Is there any
Mhm.
known Namekians in the universe? And they find
Yeah.
one.
yeah,
Oh.
it'd be really cool. Cause like
Because
Monaito's
they
pretty
find
old
three.
too.
They find three. Because we can say at this point in time that it's probably just Guru with like a little bit of Namekians. It would be Monaito, who left to the demon from the demon realm, and it would be Lord Slug.
Of course.
What if we have like King Cold run into Slug? I feel like that, or we just have like we have it like offshoot mentioned, and then that's how we build that. We just have that as like a. We could have that as a thing later, maybe.
So like okay, Slug himself does not have any Dragon Balls like at all, like from his home planet, like the Dark Planet, right?
No. That's why he comes to Earth.
Oh, that's what you mean. Okay.
I was saying in the movie that's why he comes to Earth. I was just gonna say like King Cold searches for Namekians and he like they have a they're aware of Lord Slug. We don't have to have Lord Slug. We don't have to have him be consequential right now, or we could just ignore him because he's a movie villain.
Right. But he is one
Like,
of the few characters alive at this point in time.
Yeah, that's why I specifically mention him because there's in the universe it's like the Cold Force headcanon because we don't even know if King Cold's alive at this point. But let's act like it's the Cold Force. It's Slug, and it's probably just what's his name? Guru and maybe Mori because he's like one of the only old Namekians.
Okay, wait. Give me 1 second to double check. The Saiyans, they should still be alive, and what I mean that is, have they left planet Sadala yet?
Nope.
They're still there then.
Wow.
They don't leave Planet Sadala for another like 70 years. I think if
it's only
if
within
King
the
Cold is
span
dead-
of the King Vegeta line, which
Let's
is
see.
only
Yeah,
not even that old.
Age 550. The first Saiyans land on planet Plant using stolen spaceships when their home world's destroyed. So the regular Saiyan planet should still be around. So Sadala should still be around in the 400s.
Yeah. Do we know how the destruction of Sadala happened again? Well, I think we know, but like
Just
what
from
happened?
just from their
It
wars,
was just
right?
it was like civil
Like,
war and
It
shit,
was
right?
it was the civil war with the evil Saiyans and the good Saiyans, right?
I was gonna say
It might have been. Because it's
yeah,
probably
Yes.
just like
that's stated
multiple
by
conflicts.
that's stated by Vegeta when he talks to Kaba in the manga, I believe.
Yes, it was
Um,
destroyed, caused by the discourse and internal conflict by the Saiyans living there, with a Super Saiyan being involved to some capacity. And it was after that that they moved to Planet Plant. They took it over from the natives and called it Planet Vegeta.
The Super Saiyan thing isn't Yamoshi though.
Yeah.
That's not like an actual Super Saiyan. That's just them arguing about the Super Saiyan.
Yes.
Which is really funny.
Yeah.
Yamoshi happens like a 1,000 years or something, like a couple thousand years ago, I believe. No, it happened. Yamoshi happens like 600 or 700 years ago. I was gonna say, do we let divine intervention happen and just let like Planet Sadala get destroyed, or do we try to like offset that and have like the Saiyans get saved?
So here's my crack ship idea, right? So Bardock is sent back in time to fight Shield, right? In like Planet Plant. What if instead of being like Goku is sent to the distant past to age 400 something? What if Bardock isn't sent back to thousands of years in the past? What if he's sent specifically to around like the same time period, but somewhere else? And so maybe Bardock is actually sent back in time to the planet Sadala in the past. So after the whole world tournament stuff happens, after Bob and DeBoer invade Earth, maybe there is like an arc where Bardock he becomes the Super Saiyan to defeat the evil Saiyans, and he's able to rule over planet Sadala until it gets like taken over by someone, right? Maybe it was Bobbity, maybe it was Lord Slug, someone stronger than him. And then he gets in contact with Goku. So it's you have this other Vegeta-esque character who is like another Saiyan who's powerful, with a connection to Goku, and you have him be like an additional part of the cast.
I was gonna say, I'm just thinking.
Either that, or somehow make it so that the Saiyans are a factor into a later arc. So you can have someone like Shallot or Giblet be a character.
I was gonna say it would be cooler to use a character other than Bardock and have Bardock still exist later, perhaps. Because I think, like, it would be cool to still see like Vegeta, and like Nappa, Bardock, Raditz, all of them still be born. Because let's just. I was wondering, do we still somehow do we make this like a time loop, or is this just like an alt timeline?
At this point, it's probably an alt timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say, well, butterfly effect at this point without like King Cole existing, which would mean like Goku is never born. But I feel like that's a boring way of doing that. The butterfly effect is fun, but only when you have like when you can see the things. So I think Shallot's a really cool idea, because how old is Shallot supposed? Like, where's Shallot supposed to come from?
They're from this time period. They're from this time period.
Or older.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You might as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say Shallot's really cool. You could do Shallot, you could do Giblet.
You can do a Sand arc.
We could have We can do Bardock later on.
Yeah, you can do a Sand saga where, like, for some reason, like, maybe the Sands, even though they aren't supposed to have tech to leave worlds, they're able to escape planet Sadala for some reason. So you could argue that, like, yeah, you could do a thing where maybe like Shallot comes to Earth, right? He's being chased by some of the evil Saiyans or something. Shallot fights Goku and friends, and Shallot's like
giant spaceships.
Yeah, and then Shallot's just like, all right, well. We have some time.
I don't want to alarm you, but there's more Saiyans coming this way.
Yeah, if you want to survive, you have to help me fight them. Yeah, exactly. And he finds out his origins.
I'm sure he'd find that out with King Cold, but they'd be like, you're a Sadalian. You're a Plantian.
Yeah, so there's some kind of Sand Saga-esque thing, but with Shallot and Giblet and Cumber, maybe. You know what? Shallot escapes planet Sadala. He comes to Earth, and then much later, Cumber arrives with Giblet to finish off Shallot.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be
cool.
So,
like a pseudo Saiyan arc. And then you have the King Cold stuff in space.
Do we have an idea as to when we introduce, like, Super Saiyan?
I feel like it makes the most sense to have it happen either like against a character like Cumber or against like King Cold.
I was gonna say King Cold is the first stepping stone. That makes sense.
Yeah, strong guy,
I mean, like,
and it's somewhat of a parallel.
things are kind of like power levels are kind of arbitrary. When you have like a it doesn't necessarily matter. You don't have to have Goku be a Super Saiyan to be King Cold, because by the time we have this happen, like post Deborah stuff, there's like a
They're way
70-year
stronger.
gap to play with. I'm just going to assume at some point we have Goku be way stronger than like King Cold within those 70 years. But if you want King Cold to be on the earlier half and we have him like be an actual difficult fight, that could be fun.
Or or just be like King Cold can still transform, and he's just face.
Are you actually gonna do that though?
Might as well.
This is not a might as well thing. Dude.
I heard they beat Deborah, so
Okay,
I did 10 push-ups and
when you
got a
do-
new form.
When you have a character transform that doesn't transform, you're adding budget to the video where you don't have to add it.
Mm-hmm.
It's
You have to get
okay. We have
renders.
plenty of fan art to steal. I mean, credit from.
No, I mean, like, okay,
No.
so like King
We're woke.
Cold, like it's never established a single time in the main story that he's capable of transforming, because like he
never
when he
established
fights
in
Future
anything.
Trunks, like he's
Cardassian.
terrified and he has to resort to underhanded tactics to try and kill him. If he could transform, he could have just transformed to fight Trunks. So all I can assume is that King Cold can't transform, and that was just his normal power the whole time. It's his sons who are like
logical-
the freaks.
The logical assumption is that he cannot transform.
Yeah.
If he can, it's probably meaningless. Or if he can,
I guess
he's probably transformed.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, what's something you could possibly do here is that after he loses to the Super Saiyan, he decides that he wants to, like, either
Train.
he gets really scared and he's like, I'm going to ignore Earth forever now. I'm going to warn my children to never
Of the
cross
Super Saiyan.
to never cross the Super Saiyans. Or you have King Cold do a 180 and go, I need revenge one day, but I can't be him, but I bet my children can. So when he ends up giving birth to, like, Frieza eventually, he tells him, like, he warns him about Goku as a Super Saiyan, but, like, I want you to destroy him one day, or something like that. It's
Oh,
just
you
that
can have him
King
die.
Cold's a coward. King Cold's a coward, so I don't think he would tell his sons to get revenge. He just tell them to be wary and to be scared of the Super Saiyan, like Majin Buu. Oh, you shouldn't fight them; they're too powerful.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I guess at some point King Cold will probably die, but at the
I
very
was gonna
least
say,
he'd
do
give
we
his
have him die
message.
to Goku? Do we have him do like the Lord Chilled thing where he dies and says the message, or do we have him like live in fear and disband? Because I don't think Goku would. If he's at least well, this is like a different Goku. This isn't like the actual Goku, but he shouldn't be too different from like Kanon Goku in mindset, at least, right?
Right? Yeah, I
Like,
agree.
he should be somewhat similar. I don't think we're gonna. I think by this point, depending on when we have it happen, he's gonna be a lot more mature and grounded.
Right,
But
right.
I don't think. I think if Goku's strong enough to like to pretty much make King Cold like do whatever he wants, I think he'd probably have the Cold Force disband.
Right.
I think. Oh wait, that could be interesting, right? See, we tie the Cold Force disbanding into like the Shallot stuff. Like we have that happen later. Like Shallot gets like a little beep beep, like a little call or something.
Mm-hmm.
And like the Saiyan War's going on, and like he gets notified that like a Super Saiyan defeated King Cold, and that's how we get Shallot to go look for Goku.
Maybe.
And he's like, "We need you." Cumber is cumbering all over everyone.
That's a really good idea, actually.
So, do you think we should have the Saiyan Saga happen after the Cold stuff, or?
This is unorganized. I'm just kind of like just writing down what would make sense to
Yeah.
happen.
I was gonna say
That's why he
you
does
flip
this.
those, because It's Cumber. Like I don't think it's weird if he's stronger than like Frieza, King Cold. King Cold should be, like,
Yeah.
at least comparable to Frieza. Because if we have King Cold kill him, or if we have Goku kill King Cold, then we can just like not have Frieza. But if we also have if we leave him around, we could have Frieza later. It just depends on like if you want this to like go on for as long as possible, or if you want like things to be, if you have an end in sight. So what is the end in sight? We just have like Grand Priest Goku.
Okay, so my vision for what would be the ending is that Goku is now like an old man and he's the guardian of Earth. So he's still alive in age 700 something. And he ends up training Ox King and Grandpa Gohan. There's a specific piece of fan art that I got from like a Fox Geese a while back. Let me share it. It's this one. It's this one of old man Goku holding up little kid Gohan.
Yeah, I remember.
And becoming his mentor.
The
Yeah.
day we did the stream.
So I was thinking like it could be cool to end the series on that note of like a full circle moment.
Yeah. That would be cool. Okay, so I think we should, if we plan to tie it up by like because Grandpa Gohan's born like in the 650s. So I think we should probably have him tie it up, like everything tied up pretty soon. So we gotta figure out every loose end left in the universe.
I feel like, okay, so after, you know, I feel, okay, so I'm just writing down some of my thoughts for like the DBZ section after the third world tournament. So we have the whole Deborah Bobbity invades Earth. There's the whole King Cold stuff happening in space. And because of the King Cold encounter, the Saiyans arrive on Earth. I think there should be something involving like Majin Buu. Like maybe Majin Buu.
I just had this little this little idea in my head, like as I was thinking about this right now. This was like, my exact thought. Okay, so when we have Deborah Bobbity invade Earth, I was gonna ask, are we gonna have them like? Are we gonna have like Deborah, Yakon, and Pui Pui get beat by Olibu and whatever, or are we gonna have them like run away? Because we don't, for what I have in mind, they don't need to be kept alive, necessarily.
Okay,
But
so
if you wanna keep them alive
here's my idea. Okay.
Okay, I'll tell you mine after.
Yakon, Pui Pui, Deborah are killed, but Bobbity escapes.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
But the rest of his minions are killed. So when he comes back much later, Bobbity has a new crew of stronger minions. Bobbity returns to awaken.
I was gonna suggest we end the Deborah, like the Deborah arc, off with like. So we have them plant the egg. Like off screen, no one knows they planted the egg yet, and then like the Deborah arc happens, everyone's beaten, Bobbity gets away, and then like we just have like a slow pan to like the fucking Boo's egg on Earth.
Yeah,
which we won't bring back up for like 3 or 4 episodes, or 3 or 4 parts, however long the rest of the Saiyan Saga stuff could be multiple parts. So I don't know how long it would be, but but whenever we get back to it, since we have the King Cold stuff happen, the Shallot Giblet stuff happen, all that stuff happened, there is more than enough energy on Earth at this point.
No, I agree. Like, so they leave the egg, right? And then the King Cold stuff happens, and then fucking Cumber and friends show up, and then
I was gonna say we could have like we could have like Bobbity at like the egg at the end of part 7 be like mention like talk about how he doesn't have Deborah or any minions anymore, but at least the valve got up to, or at least he has 50% of the energy he needs.
Yeah, and it could be a thing where like the egg has a lot of energy, but it's still missing a little. So Bobbity does come back with like a different crew. So like I don't know.
I was gonna say
maybe
like,
he
could have him say,
Majin
like,
Slug.
more push.
Yeah,
He needs
Majin
one more
Slug.
major push. Slug should be. I was gonna say like at this point, Slug isn't really a threat, but
With the Majin
he could
boost,
be a
you could
threat. He could be a threat to the others.
yeah.
Unless if we keep like the focus on Goku, that's fine. But like we still have like Roshi and Mutaito and whatever. Like
Yeah, there would
Frieza.
also be like Majin Shen. Shen for sure would allow that to happen to him.
We have like
and-
Shen with like he has like a headband on covering his thing. He like infiltrates.
Yeah,
And
that'd be
like he
cool.
like just steals Goku's Keely like manually.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he kind of replaces like not Namu, but what are their names again? Spopovich and Yamu. There we go.
Yeah, because Shen, we have like Shen not be like a real threat because obviously he's not.
Mhm.
But we can have him like show up to the dojo. Mutaito being the wise old man, he can sense something's wrong, and Goku's there, and then he just fucking boom, he pokes him, stabs him, and then like Slug shows up and like prevents anyone from stopping them.
Right, right.
And then they leave with the energy, revive Boo, and something like that.
That could be really cool.
That
Yeah.
could be fun.
Also, I feel like for the final
with
arc.
Slug getting power awakened through being curmudgeon. We have Yellow Slug.
Yeah, yeah.
Blah,
It'd be really
I
funny.
mean, we did have Yellow Slug in a What If one time. I don't remember what If we.
I think
that
it was
was.
for specifically what if Piccolo got
Was
orange
Yellow.
early, and Slug was
yeah,
like this
okay,
like
that-
prophesized evil threat.
was like Red
Okay, so
Slug.
I have one other idea, one more. So maybe after the Majin Buu arc happens, or maybe before, I'm not sure yet. We introduce the androids, but not that they're born naturally in the present. My idea is that
traveling androids.
yes, androids from an alternate future.
Fuck Terminator.
Maybe it could be they're the androids from the timeline where Goku disappeared from. So like it's a future timeline where Jiro took over, the androids ruined everything. You have like you have a small portion of like Z fighters who might still be alive. Maybe there's a Grandpa Gohan still alive somehow. Bulma is there. Maybe there's a Krillin. But like the androids are now they're able to conquer most of their universe, and now they're starting to invade other timelines. And
How
so
do we have them be arbitrarily a threat?
they're androids. You can just say like the ones that encounters Goku in this arc. Maybe they're not like a huge deal for him, right? Maybe it's like another version of 19 or something, right? Or
We
like
have
15.
Super 1718.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I
Like
was
you,
gonna
you
say,
give
the only
you
reason
give super
back up-
forms to 17, 16, and 18. That'd be really cool.
I was saying
Yeah.
the fusion from Dragon Ball Heroes Super 1718.
Oh, that
Where they
I
did the
hate
Oh
that.
my
I
God.
that shitty awful name. Just call them Android
Yeah.
35. Be done with it. But yeah, so like
People can't do that.
of course. So you have it so that it's time traveling androids who get sent back in time, right? And so they're able to defeat them. And Goku's like, all right, they're gonna keep coming after us unless we take the fight to them. So maybe he's able to like have one of the androids change sides or something. But he's able to, or maybe there's a version of Bulma or Krillin or maybe Trunks. I don't know. But another time traveler is their ally. So they go to that alternate future timeline to assist the surviving Z fighters fight Jiro's androids. And maybe there's a Cell there. Maybe. And that way Goku is able to see that there's hope in the future, that like there's a lot of people who are going to be born one day that would really need his help. Something like that. And also as a way to foreshadow Goku's relationship with Grandpa Gohan.
I'm just trying to think of like, because Are they just like are they like Zamasuing? Like are they just going to timelines for fun? Because I'm like,
I would say
why
that
specifically here is the reason? Because it just kind of seems like we're just like spawning them in the timeline for an
spawning
enemy,
them.
so we get the
So
Cell Saga trope out of the way.
so from my understanding, the way that like time travel works is that like even in like Xenoverse and stories like Dokkan Battle, the time machines can sense distortions in time. So I
Ah,
would say that the android stuff happens on Earth in this Goku-less future, right? They take over. They start to kind of like take over the universe. And once they do, they're like, "All right, what's now? We've already conquered most of the
whoa!
universe."
Wait, we have a
Jiro's,
Goku-less Earth, right?
uh-huh.
Oh, wait. Okay, so we have like a Dragon Ball superhero ending, opening. You know how they have the scene, like the whole Red Ribbon Army flashback?
Yeah.
We have that happen, and it's like Roshi or something, or like Krillin. We have like
Uh-huh.
someone else do all of it to like.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
That'd
there's
be
still
cool.
because without Goku,
Yeah.
there's no reason for 17 and 18 to exist. um, so I was gonna say we have like we could start out with like a 5 minute little flashback at the start of like the
Right.
history of the Red Ribbon Army on that Earth. We have like Krillin or whoever we want to do it. Uh, destroy the Ribbon Army. Jiro goes makes the androids. Based on stuff that still happens later on. Like Raditz comes to look for Goku. Goku's not there. Um, Piccolo and everyone else. We can have the Sparking Zero cutscene happen where everyone jumps him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So we still have like a Saiyan saga happen, and all of that happens for the androids to still be as strong as they are, and then the androids just take over. It'd be pretty fun.
That'd be
Just
really
to
cool.
do like a little alt timeline
Yeah, no, that'd be
in
really
the
cool.
timeline.
That's really sick. It probably end up being like it's a Krillin who kind of fights in the beginning, and then like he's able to use his like friendship right with other martial artists to kind of defeat the army, and that way
Yeah.
they still are still able to develop, and Jiro still has that hatred, develops the androids, but without Goku there, they aren't able to defeat his later iterations of the androids.
hmm Yeah. It could be fun. Like we still have like Piccolo Jr. still happen and stuff. And like I don't know, we could have our own little just a little like 10-second interpretation of what every happens in every arc for like this alt
Yeah,
timeline.
there's plenty of ways for the story to happen even without Goku.
Yeah. I feel like Goku not being there is like cuz Roshi Krillin goes to Roshi's anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So we still have all that happen. We still have like no one ever finds Yamcha. He's still a bandit.
But yeah, no,
But,
I still think it'd be the reasoning could just be that because Jiro detects these distortions in time in his universe, he just kind of like sends drones out to investigate, figures out
Yeah.
that the distortions in times can allow him to travel to other timelines, and that's when he starts
so
sending
you still
his
haven't beat
androids through them.
Jiro. See,
It
in
makes
my
sense.
head-
He would still exist.
in my head how I imagined it is like so we're in like a future Trunks timeline without future Trunks, right? Like the androids fully take over 17, 18 and they kill
Mhm.
Jiro and they get the time machine to play with after like the Z fighters make it and then they stop them or whatever. They just have the time machine. And then like they try to like travel back to like somewhere else but like the distortion in time just pulls them through or something. Like how the time rings can just take them wherever the time ring will take them to like distortions in time, like how Goku Blacks took him to future Trunks. I was thinking it'd be interesting if like the time machine just specifically took him to this timeline because that's where the distortion happens,
Right, right.
which is the same thing as you were saying. I was just saying the androids do it on accident opposed to Jiro doing it on purpose, but it's whatever you think's more interesting.
Because the way I would see it is that like the androids that come from the future, right? They're the ones that bring awareness to Goku and friends in the past. Like, oh, there's a threat after us, and then it would encourage them to eventually go to the future themselves to fight like the villains who are still there in the future, because like even if they defeat the androids that go back in time to fight them, it's never gonna stop until
Oh.
they stop the evil at its source.
I have a fun idea
Yeah.
that takes what you're doing more. But I was going to say Jiro and 19 come themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have 17, 18 activated. They just win. Like Jiro and 19 win without Goku being around. Obviously, Vegeta's not around and all that in that timeline because things don't happen that way. But I was gonna say we have Jiro and 19 come. One of them dies. One of them escapes in the time machine. And I was gonna say we should have Shin involved in the Boo stuff somewhere because I think we just forgot Shin existed, and he would probably want to be involved. Not Hooray. Even. We have Shin
Oh,
show up.
you mean that one? I was like, Master Shen's in this story. I'm like, oh, you mean Supreme Kai? Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
We have Kaioshin show up, and Goku lets him know about like the distortion in time. They're like, "What do we do?" And Shin's like, "We have these rings."
Oh, okay.
No. Plot hole. My bad. I was gonna say Shin doesn't know about the rings, but you know who does?
Beerus.
The old Kai.
Elise. Oh,
Or Beerus.
he's awake right
You
now.
can have the Z sword happen. Is he? Is he?
Yeah, Beerus is awake during the 400s.
Oh, no,
according
Beerus
to
is
the
awake.
timeline.
Okay. Well, Beerus would want to be involved with something like this, but
It's distortions in time. That's time travel.
yeah, I know. I was gonna say
Yeah.
we could. I was also gonna say if we could get old Kai involved prior. with the Z
Old
sword
Kai
or
is old Kai is still in the sword though. I mean,
That's
I
what
guess
I was gonna say. We have someone get the Z sword.
Mm-hmm. That could be
whether
cool.
it be Roshi, Goku, Shallot, someone could have it.
Ooh, Shallot with the Z sword sounds really spicy. I kind of like that actually.
Yo.
Yeah, we get Shallot Z sword, and he releases the old Kai, and the old Kai gives the exposition because Shin. I just remembered that for some reason in Dragon Ball Super they just made him not know the time rings exist.
Yeah.
Because they're
He's
stupid.
bad at his job.
It's stupid. He's not bad at his job in the original.
I know.
In Super, they're just like he's the most incompetent baby of all time.
You hate
Yeah.
to see it.
But I was gonna say, yeah, you could have Jiro 19 show up, they run away, and then that's how they go back to the timeline, is they follow with the time rings.
Right. That could be cool. Yeah, that's super sick.
You could also introduce Beerus by following the timeline, right? Because Beerus is very fresh on the mind of King Kai.
Mm-hmm.
Because he just saw him in the past, like, not that long ago, like within the past like couple decades. So you could also say ask King Kai about it or something. If you don't, but I feel like the Z sword route and maybe like Shallot Z sword is cooler than all that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like throwing Beerus into the equation this early, like I feel like Beerus should appear like in like a Super Saiyan God kind of way. Like he should appear because of the prophecy or something. Because of Shallot.
Right.
Shallot being the Super Saiyan God, because he's the ancestor of Yomoshi, is a little more
Thematically in line. Yeah, that could be cool.
Yeah.
Maybe instead of Shallot, it's a Giblet with the Z sword. So you get like, you know, Super Saiyan God Shallot and like Ultimate Giblet who becomes Beast Giblet later. That could be cool.
I was gonna say we could go like the modern Dragon Ball route of like everyone having their own path, and we don't have to have Goku take the God path necessarily. Like, oh, he's gonna take the Kami path, obviously, but he doesn't have to hit the same
Rose,
forms as
obviously.
Shallot.
Right.
We could have Rose Goku. That could be fun. But we could have Shallot and Giblet do like the God thing because that's their thematic. They have to.
Yeah, they
be
already.
Super Saiyan gods.
Mm-hmm.
Like
They
that's the
already
whole point
have
of
the
their
renders
characters.
for them.
Yeah. Whereas like with Goku, we could find something fun for him. Like we're obviously gonna have him become Super Saiyan because that's just like baseline for every Saiyan at this point. But
That's super sick.
do you think like this you think this Goku's more in line with like an angel path, or do you think he's got his own thing? Do you think he's just gonna be like the ultimate turtle school student?
The ultimate turtle. I mean, in terms of like what
Really,
I
he
have in
becomes Orange
mind
Goku.
for like power, I feel like the way that the story's going, after like the DBZ portion of the story, you get to have him fight Beerus, obviously, for the finale. But after that, I feel like the story could honestly end after Beerus. Mostly because, like, a lot of the things that happen in Naruto Super don't really happen in, like, there's no real information about the past in other universes. At least not really.
There's no U6. You could have, like, Zeno, like, catch on to what's going on in U7. U7 could have a way higher mortal rating because of the Cold Force not being around. Thus, like, maybe swaying Zeno's decision and wiping out all the universes. Maybe he's like, oh, the average is higher. Like, the overall average is higher because Universe 7 is just so goated, you know?
It's so goated.
It's so good. Their mortal score is like 100, and number 2 is like 12.
Yeah. I feel,
by the end is really competent.
Yeah, by the end of the story, that this specific timeline of Earth, by the time it gets to age 700, whatever, it's gonna end up being like it'll have a really high mortal level by the end.
We could have like a hypothetical like Sigma fucking Goku, right? Like he doesn't need to like he doesn't need to just like grow in power. We could have him like travel across the universe on his own and like learn stuff. Like he could go to Yardrat again. He could go to like
I agree with that.
Cereal.
I was
he could go around.
I was gonna say that I feel like it makes a lot of sense. No problem. So I feel like it makes a lot of sense what you just said, to have him kind of go with the path of like mastering the spirit. Because that's kind of like what Mutaito's whole thing was in his own filler arc, was the art of spirit control. So it could be cool if, like, by the end of the story, Goku would have gone to other planets like Namek and Yardrat to really hone his like spiritual awareness, so that by the end of the story, he's like a spirit control master.
What if we like? Okay, so we have like the ending happen, right? Okay, so after this Android Saga, which is there really anything else to deal with besides Beerus after this Android Saga?
In my mind, just Beerus, because I don't know about having a golden cold, or like would Goku Black be a thing? I don't think it would, or Tournament of Power.
No, there's no U6 tournament. If anything, Zamasu like gets Hakai'd by his own god of destruction. Or something, like
there's no Tournament of Power for
divine intervention happens.
Yeah.
I feel like we don't have to worry about beyond the scope of actual Dragon Ball and the ramifications of that stuff. But what I was gonna suggest is we have the Beerus fight be an epilogue, right? We have Goku, like the actual finale, quote unquote, like the end of the story, like this current story will be like Goku and Grandpa Gohan and Ox King and whatever. But this will be like a Goku who's had like another 100 years or so.
Yeah.
To like seek himself out, explore the universe, learn techniques. But we don't show any of that. Like we have like a little quick montage of like with some like fucking Kageyama non-copyright Raging Blast 2 opening playing or something.
Yeah.
Because we have that playing of him like going to like Yardrat and Cereal and stuff, and helping the locals and learning about all their stuff. And then we have like an actual epilogue after we get the finale of we see everything he learned during the Beerus fight. So we have like him like use like Force Spirit Vision there. We have him use like he like even uses like the Cereal like sniping move or something. Like he knows like the pressure points, that like stuff that like Granola knows. We could even have him like use like some like Demon Realm stuff. We could have him use magic.
Ooh, yeah.
Like he could use like Glorio's like lightning and like stuff like that. There's not any other magic really. Like Pansy's telekinesis. Uh,
Summon bombs.
this would be more like a show don't tell moment. Like we would obviously like say that he's gone to like we would show like a little montage and stuff. But I think it would be more fun to like reveal everything he's actually learned in the Beerus fight. Like he can show off that he's finally learned instant transmission. Like giving Goku. I feel like giving Goku instant transmission in a what if at any point leaves so many like plot holes that I feel like it's usually better to just give it to him like at the end if you're gonna give it to him at all.
Yeah.
Because like there's Goku's so like selfless. Even though he's not like a Superman type thing, if he knows something's going on, he's gonna go help. So like, Goku with instant transmission can literally just like fix the whole universe. So I feel like it's better to like give that to like a Goku where all of his problems are already solved.
Right. Awesome. It feels like we have a really good idea for this specific outline. It only took like almost 3 hours.
In the montage, we have like Goku like on Planet Vegeta planting with Nappa.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's nice.
We just have them like making a little farm.
Mm-hmm. Saiyans are living peacefully. There's no more Cold Force. There's no Bobbity.
They like fight. They have their own like tournament structure, and stuff. Like they still have a way to like an inspiration to climb and get stronger. But Shallot rules them, or Shallot keeps everything in check.
Yeah.
Shallot or Giblet, or even a good Cumber, whatever you would like. We could even show like what the Z fighters are doing, like now that they're born, like in like Battle Gods, because we would have my reasoning for having like the epilogue be Beerus is we still have Beerus wake up at the same time he's supposed to wake up with the premonition of the Super Saiyan God. And he seeks out Shallot, maybe. He fights Shallot, and Shallot tells him about Goku, or something. Maybe.
It could be interesting to have that work. You just said it's an epilogue, right? So he wakes up at 700, whatever. And when he wakes up, he's like, oh, gotta find out where the Saiyans are. And then he just sees like a whole planet of Saiyans. He finds that there's like a Shallot who's still alive in the present, training with like, I don't know, King Kai or something, or like with the Supreme Kai. And then he goes to Earth. That's where he finds Goku and everyone. And he's like really impressed. And we get to see how everyone's doing at like on Earth in this future timeline. That's really cool. I dig that a lot.
Yeah. You could have him have like properties of Ultra Instinct at some point because of the turtle school bullshit. He eats well, rests well, and plays well, so he knows how to use Ultra Instinct, you know?
Yeah, stuff like that. All right, cool, awesome. We went through a lot of things today. That was a whole journey right there.
I still think Maharaga Olibu is the magnum opus.
It's really funny. It's really good. All right, well, I think I'll call it for today. I am pretty hungry, so I'm gonna head out and get some din din, and I'll start writing out some more of this into at least for the beginning part of Dragon Ball. I want to turn this into a proper script. I'll work on that tonight.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you, boys. I appreciate it. Thank you, Rock, for your time. Thank you, Chris, especially. Thank you, boys, for all your contributions, and everyone in the stream. Thank you for coming by. And I'll see if I can do this again at some point this week.
Yeah.
Poggies. All right. Thank you, boys. Have a good night. Hope you.
Where does Tapion fit in?
I gotta do more research.
By Odo, of course.
Yes. Clearly, Tapion is next in line to be part of Goku school. But yeah,
you gotta get the Galactic Patrol involved at some point too. But
Oh boy. All right. Well, good night, everybody.
boy.
Have a good night. Thank you,
Good
Chris.
night.
Thank
Good
you,
night.
Rock. Goodbye, everybody.